Hello, good evening, and welcome. My name is Mike Martz, and the name of this stream is The Darkest Files, because that is the name of the game. That's what it is. So, first things first, you may notice something slightly different about this channel if you've been here before, if you're watching this on the VODs, because you'll notice that I have a different avatar and I look a lot more stern. Perhaps you might say that I look not unlike a lawyer in Germany, and that is because I do look like a lawyer in 1950s Germany, because that's what I was doing when I posed for the picture that they used as the basis of this avatar. Because not only is this a new avatar, it is in fact an avatar made by the makers of this game, because I backed it. This game, I'm going to come right out here and say it, is about the legal trials that Fritz Bauer led hunting down Nazis in post-war Germany. And I read that they were making this game, and I thought, yes. Actually, no, I think I played the demo first. Then I read that they were doing a funding of it, and I thought, I need to back this. And so I did. I did back this. And yeah. So that's what I'm doing now. That's what I'm doing today. I'm just doing my my go live messages, so I thought I'd like to, chat with you about that because I think it's pretty important, and I'm very I've been looking forward to this game because not only did I back it, but I also beta tested for it. So, but because of real life stuff, I have been unable to do some of the testing for the latter part of the game, and excuse me, and so yeah, I'm just not sure what else there is for me to tell you about. Back the game, got the thing. Apparently, I'm also apparently there's like a petition, or there's like a photo book or something. I haven't seen it because they hadn't done the art, because they were focusing on doing the actual art of the game. But apparently I'm in there, and I'm in there with this picture of me. I love it. I love how stern I look. I love how serious I look. I don't know if this is going to be my new avatar. I like it. I look like such a serious man. I was like, I took a whole bunch of photos, and the ones where I was smiling did not look right. They did not look fit for purpose. So I was playing around, and I got this one, and I was just like, I've got to send it a reference photo. I have to send it a reference photo, and I'm just like, what am I gonna do? And yeah, so ended up picking up this one, and it looks amazing. They even sent me a little video of the drawing, like a time-lapse video of them drawing, and it's not like what I do where I would copy based on the picture. No, this is a brand new drawing, and so I'm stylized. I personally think my nose looks bigger, but no, they made me look seriously stern, and I love it. I'm so happy, and so yeah, all right. Anyway, okay, cool. Let's dive in. Let's dive in with The Darkest Files, a game about hunting Nazis. Start game. That's we can delete that. All right. Part 1, Part 2, Epilogue. Yeah, I was a little... Here's the thing, I was a little concerned when they said they were only going to do 2 cases in there. But I hear that the second case is a bit beefy, and I think they've discussed maybe potentially adding new stuff to there, but I think they kind of... I get the feeling that they underestimated how big the game would get, and I think they wanted to rather get something out that they were happy with rather than trying to do all these big plans and stuff. So they've done these two anyway. But yeah, so I have played the Insurgent before, but it'll be interesting to see how they've changed it. Story mode, investigator mode, custom. What's the custom? You know what? Screw it. Actually, I think I'll just play investigator mode. Let's do Zero's mode. The events in our game are based on true crimes committed during the Nazi era and are investigated in the young Federal Republic of Germany. That's West Germany, the BDR, Bundesrepublik Deutschland. With the exception of Fritz Bauer, the names of all those involved have been changed. Any similarities with the existing persons of the same name are purely coincidental. And yeah, they got access to like German National Archives.
Frankfurt, West Germany, 1956. 11 years after the end of World War II, many crimes of the Nazi era still go unpunished. The perpetrators of these crimes are walking free. Many judges, prosecutors, and police officers have already served under the Nazis. Now they have no interest in prosecuting their former comrades for actions similar to their own. For the victims of these crimes, this is unbearable. To end this, Attorney General Fritz Bauer establishes a special unit of young prosecutors with no ties to the old regime. I am Esther Katz. I am one of these prosecutors. We are investigating Nazi crimes and bringing perpetrators to justice. Not to avenge, not to heal, but to show that there are laws that apply to all. It doesn't make us popular. Most want to forget. Some want us to shut up. But they cannot stop us. Nothing belongs to the past. Everything is still present and can become the future again.
Woof. Big woof. Fritz Bauer was a public opponent of the Nazis and defender of democracy long before 1933. I will try to avoid affecting the German accent that I normally do when I do games like this. I cannot guarantee I will be able to avoid doing it. Because, you know, I'm me. But I want to try and play this as seriously as possible, considering the subject matter.
First day, you've got this, Katz. No point in waiting. I'm not here for an appointment. Looks more like somebody's home than a prosecutor's office. Hello? Anybody here? Not much of a welcome party. The door is locked. The door is locked. Really small for an intercom. Must be a new model.
I love Esther's voice
The door
actress.
is locked.
I can't remember if they did the stretch goal. Oh, hello.
Now, where have I...
Hello.
Good morning.
Oh, hello. Good morning. Sorry I didn't hear you enter. You must be Miss Katz, right?
Right. I forgot. She's an Aussie actress, I believe. It's so weird hearing but here's the thing, is it like, if you've ever watched the German news, it's so funny, depending on who the presenter is, you'll either get like an American accent or an English accent or something, because how Germans will speak English will depend on how they learned English. And so the accents will go wildly. The one I remember is the girl who won, the woman who won Eurovision in 2010 had a bizarre sort of weird Cockney accent. Absolutely adorable, but she's just the weirdest English accent you've ever heard. And she was German, because that's how they, yeah. Like, my mum's actually English as a second language. Yeah, I know, Moritz, German, crazy. But you would never think that she is English as a second language. But you can tell that she has a different accent when she does public speaking because she sounds so posh than when she normally talks. It's really funny. Anyway.
Esther Katz, yes, that would be me. And you are?
Paula Fisher. Hello.
See that?
I'm a legal assistant here for Mr. Bauer's team. Well, the legal assistant. We're a bit understaffed at the moment.
That's what I mean. Like, Paula. Paula is such a German way of saying that. Like, if you're Aussie, you'd say Paula, but Paula. That's little touches. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, Paula.
Oh, it's my pleasure, believe me. I've brought you this week's newspaper and a letter that arrived for you. Anyway, I should probably be going. I'll be at my desk if you need anything. You'll find me. Or through the intercom. We just had the whole system installed. It made my life so much easier.
When can I expect to meet Dr. Bauer?
Mr. Bauer wants to talk with you once you've acclimatized. His words, not mine. He should be arriving soon for that matter, so should the rest of the team.
I see. Very well then, thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you on our team, Miss Katz.
All right then. First encounter, check. Time for me to settle in.
Okay. What do we got? Paper. Irresponsible and detrimental to the stability of the state were the words used by the members of the Hessian State Parliament last week to describe Fritz Bauer's work as Attorney General. Some local CDU, Christian Democratic Union, MPs called for his immediate dismissal. They said that with each ill-considered accusation, he was destroying the reputations of decent men who were just what this country needed. The question arises as to how high the price of Bauer's fanatical crusade will ultimately be, whether Germany can afford it. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, just give me a minute. Recruitment efforts. With next year's election looming over the horizon, the CDU leadership is reportedly aiming to significantly boost its numbers. Significantly boost up. How did we miss that one? How did we miss that one? 15 minutes in. Oh dear. Sorry, just give me a minute here. No, that's wrong. Party chairman and current Chancellor Konrad Adenauer has reached out to his fellow Christian Democrats, it is Christian Democrats, personal letters instructing them to dramatically increase their recruitment efforts. According to our sources, Mr. Adenauer hopes to at least double the party's membership and expecting the registered members to recruit at least one new candidate. Oh yeah, like a cult. As you do. Ooh, cool, I can sit in the chair. Cool. What do we got here? Hole punch. Man, I missed those hole punches. Monast Gaststätte. So no what is a Gaststätte? Good question. Gaststätte. Oh, restaurant. Okay. So I knew it wasn't like a hotel. That would be a Gasthof. Alright, sit down. Cool. Got a letter. My dear daughter, my heartfelt congratulations on your promotion, being a state attorney at the age of 30. That is no small feat. You achieved this on your own through diligence and brilliance of mind. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Though it's always a great honour to work for the Attorney General directly, Dr. Bauer is not always easy to work with, I hear. But people are saying a lot of good things about him too, so please don't let him spook you. I wish all the best for your new position. No father has ever been prouder of his daughter. With love, your father. The actual letter says Georg Katz. Which, that's a little weird, because my granddad's name was Georg. That's a little weird for me. Letter from Georg. Your mother asks if you're coming home at the weekend. I think she's still getting used to the fact that your daughter is working a job, not tending a family. Okay.
The last holiday we spent together as a family. I'm so glad Dad made us do it. Franz was such a show-off that summer. Always trying to impress the girls. I wish you were here, big brother. A new job deserves a fresh journal, ready to be filled with notes and tasks.
The notebook contains your current to-dos, overviews of characters, and more. Access through the radial manual, which is either middle button or tab. Understood. Okay. Yep. Notebook. Settle in and unpack my belongings.
Look at that. Written evidence of all those sleepless nights. And the ton of coffee. But here I am. I finally made it. Pretty sure it was all worth it.
Okay.
I'm not letting you down. I swear.
Oh boy. Okay.
Hello?
Mr. Bauer is ready for you. He says, at your own time. With him, that means as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'd better get going then.
Good luck.
Im Profil. Rock'n'Roll und lange Nächte. Rock'n'Roll and long nights. The radio on the road. Everywhere is smoky. Die Sieben Raben land at #1 in the German charts. Hamburg quakes. First international Rock'n'Roll tournament. 50 Pfennig. God, it's been a long time since I've had to think about the word Pfennig.
Miss Katz, how can I help you?
That will be all for now. Thank you, Paula.
Always happy to help.
Miss Katz, welcome to the front line.
Good morning, Dr. Bauer.
Just Mister. We're working together. My name, as you already know, is Fritz Bauer, General Prosecutor. Much to the displeasure of the public, I insist on investigating the many crimes committed under the NSDAP. Most of them, of course, have long since gone cold. And nobody out there truly wishes for us, for you, to solve them. Or frankly, to even touch them. A rather thankless job, may I say. Are you up for it?
I am, and I'm well aware of this.
You see, I'm not entirely sure of that. But no matter. Miss Katz, I believe I have the perfect case for you to start with.
I'm listening.
Hans Naumann, an older gentleman, shot just before the end of the war.
And why does this fall under our jurisdiction?
The suspects. According to the victim's wife, her husband was taken by a uniformed man for no reason. He never came back. His body was found in a forest nearby after the war. Shot in the head
I assume this isn't the first time she brought this case up?
No, it's not. Miss Naumann reported her husband's death to the police. A case was opened. The public prosecutor's office investigated members of the NSDAP local group. They're suspects. However, no charges were pressed. Based on the investigation, Hans Naumann was lawfully executed.
And how did they reach this conclusion?
That you can learn from the documents. The first thing that I'll need you to establish is why Hans Naumann was taken. Depending on the answer, we'll see if the case warrants a full investigation. I asked Mrs. Fisher to prepare a file. It should probably already be on your desk. I suggest you familiarize yourself with it and invite the widow to give a statement. Mrs. Fisher should be able to help you with that. It might also be wise to check the archives. You never know what is hidden in these old boxes. Maybe something about this official order mentioned in the discontinuation report. Ask Mr. Bornmuth for the keys. I believe he has a spare set. Good luck, Miss Katz.
Right. Get the keys, check the files, and invite the first witness. And I need a refresher on the Nazi hierarchy. Understanding the chain of command will be crucial. Paula did say to ask her if I needed anything.
Miss Katz, how can I help you?
Thank you, Paula.
Here if you need anything.
Sorry, what was it? Paula. Okay.
Miss Katz, how can I help you?
Ah, there we go. I don't know why that didn't come up. That's strange.
I need some additional files.
Something specific?
I need more details regarding NS organizations. Chains of commands, ranks, and badges. Anything you can get your hands on.
Of course, I'll get right to it. Anything else?
Find a witness.
I need you to invite a potential witness.
Of course. Who should I reach out to?
Ludmilla Naumann, the victim's widow. I want to hear her version of what happened.
Of course. I'm on top of it. Anything else?
Thank you, Paula. That will be all for now.
Here if you need anything.
Okay, it's weird that I know her name. Case file. Alright. Oh god, I don't remember German letters. HN. 1956 slash 28 dash 4. Naumann. Alright, case file. Old case. Understood? Okay. Alright, Police Department 24. PO Box 3451 42 8000 München. Public Prosecutor's Office München, Punlinstraße 52 West 8000 München. München 12 Januar 1947. Official case number 4HN 1945 28-4. Manfred Wagner. Dear Mr. Bastian, the investigation into the death of Hans Naumann from München has revealed that he fell victim to a violent crime. For details, please see the attached file report. We were able to identify 4 possible suspects who were connected with the victim's disappearance. Alfred Feldmann, Hermann Kiebitz, Karl Schickert, and Herbert Schwarz. The police investigation is thus considered closed, and we hereby officially turn the case over to your prosecutor's office. If you encounter any questions during examination for indictment, do not hesitate to contact us at any time. Manfred Wagner. Okay. Here we go. Alright. Oh, okay. Oh, I can make notes. Okay, cool. Sorry, I have played this before. It's just been a couple of months. It's been a year. Right, on May 10, 45, dead body was reported to the police in a wooded area near München. The deceased was identified as Hans Naumann, age 77. The autopsy revealed that he was killed by a 7.65mm Browning caliber gunshot to the forehead at close range. That could be useful. The victim's widow filed a criminal complaint against two unknown persons on August 8th, 1945. She had observed two men pick up her husband on April 28th, 1945. He had been considered missing ever since. The four suspects identified in connection with the victim's disappearance were all interrogated. All suspects testified that the victim was guilty of treason and was therefore lawfully executed. The evaluation of whether a crime has been committed is the responsibility of the authorized prosecutor's office. Okay. Oh wait, we've got the photos. Okay, that's the grave and that's the man. Alright. Okay. So this is the report from the date he was originally arrested in 28th of April. Herbert Schwarz, District Leader, München, Berg am Leim. On record, M. Normally I see M like that and it makes me think Monsieur, but it wouldn't be Monsieur, so M. Mittermoser, Block Warden. Block Warden Mittermoser saw a man climbing up the block's flagpole attempting to tear down the Reich flag and replace it with a white flag. Mittermoser ordered the perpetrator to stop and apprehend him. The perpetrator attacked him and fled the scene. The block warden was injured in the result. Mittermoser is certain that he recognized the young resident of the block, Jan Naumann, as the perpetrator. Okay. Looks important. Measures taken. Local group leader Faltmann immediately set up a detachment to arrest and interrogate the suspect Naumann. So why did they... Wait, Jan Naumann? So if they wanted to talk to Jan Naumann, why did they talk to Hans? Interesting. Here's a picture. So there's the Reich flags. There's apparently the other one. Right. Public Prosecutor's Office. Ludmilla Naumann, Neumannenplatz 4, West 8000 München. Preliminary proceedings against Alfred August Faltmann, Hermann Kiebitz, Karl Schickert, and Herbert Schwarz due to manslaughter. Dear Mrs. Naumann, in the above-mentioned proceedings, we made the following decisions. Proceedings shall be discontinued pursuant to section, whatever that is, 170, section 2 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. The victim, Hans Naumann, was a communist insurgent who carried out highly treasonable actions in a wartime situation. Wait, what? I feel like I missed something here. The execution ordered by the district leader was carried out according to the law and the force at the time, and the official orders of the regional leader for the Gau, München, Upper Bavaria, Helmut Solbrig. Legal basis. Proceedings against discontinued. An act may be punishable only if it was punished only if it was punishable by law before the act was committed. Anyone at home or as a German abroad who abets hostile power during a war against the Reich or causes a disadvantage to the military power of the Reich or its allies will be sentenced to death or life imprisonment. In the view of these two laws, it's not possible to carry out further investigations in this case. But he was like... I don't know. We need more. I need to know what they found out about. Here we go. Protocol of conversation. Herbert Schwarz. 7th of November 1946. So this is after the war. I remember that my esteemed colleague Alfred Faltmann, group leader of the local group I was tasked with catching the criminal, came to my office. He told me that they got the traitor and gave his report to me so I could issue the official documents. I went together with Mr. Faltmann out to the hallway. The crimes of severity, I always give the same order, the order to execute. But what did he do? I then told my driver to come with me to my office. Others went to the prisoner to carry out my orders requested. Your driver, what for? There was already unrest in the country because of the Americans who were flooding in like flies. I wanted to set up an alternative routes with my driver to avoid these Americans and still make it to my important appointments. Shortly thereafter, there was a polite knock at the door. Group leader Faltmann reported to me that What crimes? What crimes? What did he do? There's a yarn who apparently took a flag down. How'd they go from that to crimes of treason? Alright, let's go down to the archive. The archive's down here.
Archive?
What?
Not where I should be now.
Okay, I thought they said... What are my goals then? Look for unfolds and about the resistance. Guest speak. Oh, from Mr. Voldemort. Okay. Here. Okay.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, please forgive the mess. I'm afraid I didn't have the time to clean up. Miss Katz, right?
Esther Katz, nice to meet you.
Pleasure is all mine. Christoph Olmuth. Christoph, preferably. I try to be on first name basis.
And how's that going?
It worked with Paula, not with Simon. Didn't dare to try it with Bauer.
In this case, I would prefer you treat me like your male colleagues.
We are a small team. I'd love to tell you that we are small and tight-knit, but, well, happy to have more people join the fight. Especially someone like you.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, you're a woman.
Okay.
Right. Sorry. What I meant to say is, you're a woman and a prosecutor. That didn't sound better.
Maybe just a little bit.
Right. Well, high time. That's it, in short. Right. Again, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Mr. Bauer said you have the keys to the archive?
I do. We all. Oh, the spare. I tend to keep 2 sets, as I'm somewhat prone to displacing them. Just let me find it. And there it is. The master key. Be aware of its gifts.
The master key?
It's from a story I used to read. You know, don't mind me. Good luck in the archives.
Now we go to the archive.
Ooh, the smell.
Okay. Hermann Goering, Adolf Hitler. Okay. Apparently we can look up the case for Adolf Hitler, apparently. I believe these are all like actual cases. Ludmila Naumann, 7JN, 1956. All right, 7JN, 1956. Let's see if I can find it. 7. There it is. Huh.
Found them. These seem relevant to our case.
Okay, official order. So this is on the 13th of March, 1945. Germans, national comrades, in this hour time of most difficult time for our nation, more than ever, our responsibility for Germany's fate rests upon all of our shoulders. All Germans are called upon to fight against the traitors in our own country. The resistance is to be disarmed, the uprisings. Anyone who propagates or approved of any measures that would weaken our resistance is a traitor and must be shot. Weaken our resistance against the enemy. But they took down a flag and it wasn't even him. Any attempt at insubordination must be met with immediate approval from all public positions and expulsion from the party. That could be interesting. If it is a bad order. Interesting. Citizens, the war is over. The oppressors have lost it on. Yeah, okay. Alright. This seems more likely. Tear down the Reich flags from the Reichswehr to right flags. Yeah, okay. So tearing down, like, just tearing down the flag, I'm like, alright, that doesn't sound it. But this does seem like something they could say was treasonous. Do not defend the city against the Allies. Avoid unnecessary bloodshed. Yeah, no. That's definitely not good. Just don't know what I can click on.
Paula, how often do I need to tell you that my plaque belongs on my door and not on the floor?
That voice. Oh no.
And how often do I need to remind you that I am not your handyman?
Just fix my door, Paula!
Ugh, no. No. There's no way it's Peters. Just no. I need to check it. Please let it not be him.
Peters. It's such a... This is giving me all sorts of... See, because I thought that said Schlecht, but it looks like Stilect, fashion of tomorrow. Robin Henkes reinvents headwear. Bring back hats, I say.
This better be about my door, Paula. Tell me this is a joke.
Hello, Peters.
Falda, what are you doing here, Katz?
Funny. I was just about to ask you the same thing.
I work here, Katz. I'm Mr. Bauer's right-hand man. And I'm so sorry, but we don't really do marriage disputes for bored housewives here, you know?
I hate him already.
As a matter of fact, I work here as well. And I must say, this job just got much less appealing.
Just my luck. So you're the new hire, Katz.
In the flesh.
You won't last a week.
You did, so I'm sure I'll manage. Just you watch. I'll outlast you, you'll see.
Classy, as always. You know what? I don't have time for this. Get out of my office, Katz. Try not to embarrass yourself.
There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
Can I say goodbye to Paula?
Miss Katz, how can I help you?
Thank you, Paula. That will be all for now.
Here if you need anything.
Can I go to the kitchen? I can. Oh, here we go. For 10 penny, the Blatt Zeitung. Catholic Day leave. Catholic soldiers to relieve up to 3 days of special leave to attend the German Catholic Day. Soviet embassy in Bonn accuses Germany of espionage because, of course, this is West Germany. This is the BRD, which means that the capital is not in Berlin, it is in Bonn. German army of 300,000 would protect Europe from the Soviet threat. Washington. Woof. If you've ever been so close to the jackpot, now's the time to try again. 6 out of 49, a bonus number will be drawn, giving you a second chance to get that winning sequence. Very first lucky number, 24, resulted in the highest lottery win. 435,000 Deutschmarks. I could do with 435,000 Deutschmarks. German army will be supplied with American equipment for the years 1957 to 1960. The preparations for this deal were completed by the U.S. Secretary of State John Foster Dulles and West German ambassador to Washington Krekler. Ein Fenster zur Welt. ABR. Thomas. Television. Die Nummer 1. A window to the world. The Kuril dispute. Japan continues its peace treaty negotiations with the Soviet Union, trying to avoid what Prime Minister Hatayama? It would be Hatayama. I don't think they have a J, do they? They don't have a J. It'd be Hatayama. I'm assuming it's a J because it's Germany. Government has been calling the Adenauer formula. The current draft calls significant similarities to the deal signed by Germany last autumn, especially in its demand for Japan to recognize the Soviets' claims to the occupied of the Sakhalin and Kuril Islands. I realized I said autumn. Restroom. Cannot go to the bathroom. Planet. Conference room. Alright, let's go home. The Widow, 17th of December, 1956. Get to work.
Miss Katz, if you'd have a moment.
Yes, Paula?
I found some documents you asked for. They're waiting in your inbox. Oh, and there was a call for you. Asked for you to call back. I wrote down the number, left it with the files.
Who called me?
I'm afraid he didn't give a name. An older man, I'd say. Sounded very proper, even if he did ignore my questions. Oh, he referred to you just by name, Esther.
I have an inbox?
We all do, apart from Mr. Peters. He demands everything be handed to him personally, as if we weren't already understaffed. I set yours on your desk. It's where I'll be leaving any letters or files for you. And a daily agenda, if that's needed.
Thank you, Paula.
Alright.
Time to get started.
My inbox. Ah, here it is. Write down the number. Miss Nelman will be here. Okay. Ranking Signia, political leaders. Gao administration. Oh, sorry. Reich's leadership. That's uniform. Gao administration. District office. Local group. Following Hitler's appointment as Chancellor and the Nazis' victory in the 1933 elections, the party structure began to intertwine and subsume that of the state apparatus. While state and regional governments were not outright dissolved, their significance and authority were heavily diminished in favour of the GAUer, regional associations of the National Socialist Democratic Workers' Party. At the head of... No, Deutsches, German Workers' Party. D's for German. At the head of the Gau stood a Gauleiter, appointed directly by Hitler, responsible for coordinating all party-related activities in the region, for ensuring the Nazis' authority and influence. To facilitate those goals, the Gauer authority often overlapped and overruled that of local officials. This authority extended to the party members that were part of its office or subdivisions, districts, local groups, cells, and blocks. Okay. The Heer, German army. Okay. They are blue, I guess. With German rearmament and the establishment of the Wehrmacht in 1935, as per the Restoration of Military Sovereignty Proclamation, the armed forces of the Weimar Republic, the Reichswehr, were renamed and formed into the Heer, or the German Army. It was secretly expanded in the preceding years, nearly tripling in size from 7 infantry divisions to 21. This breached limitations imposed on Germany by the Treaty of Versailles Covenants used for the new divisions. Here was further expanded following the announcement of Hitler's plan for rearmament with the introduction of universal conscription and the recalling of officers who served in World War I. They would swear fealty personally to the Führer. By September 1939, the size of the Heer reached a total of 75 divisions with 2.7 military and personnel. Over the course of the war, an estimated 13.6 million. Are those correct? Yes, they are. I think. Yes. Of course. No, wait. I don't know. There should be... No, they're using the wrong separators. They're using English separators. They're inconsistent with their usage of separators because, that I feel like that should be a comma, or a, it's not a comma, but a comma. It looks like a comma, like they did in the thing about the 7,65 millimeter. I feel like that should be it should be a comma. Because they don't use stop. Full stop means multiply. It means straight multiplication. You still use the cross for cross multiplication, but anyway. The German police. Schutzpolizei, protection police. The state protection police, the Schupo, Schutzpolizei, uniform police in the majority of German cities, is a division of the order police. Its members were easily recognized for the green uniform and colloquially referred to with its color. Officers of state police were divided into branches such as patrol, traffic, or barracked police. Depending on the department's location, they could also include water or aviation units. Until 1943, state departments could also include criminal investigation division. For the beginning of the war, potential police trainees were subject to a number of requirements. These included the candidate having their military service, having proven Aryan heritage, and being a member of the National Socialist German Workers' Party. During the war, the barrack police branch of the Schupo was formed the core of the police battalions which were deployed in occupied territories. Yeah, okay, add to case file. Amnesty for Communists. Federal Minister of Foreign Affairs Gerhard Schröder opposed to the Bundestag's calls for political amnesty. Following the delegalization of the Communist Party in August, the number of criminal cases against former members continued to rise, threatening to overtax the criminal justice system, with over 300 new charges being brought against these suspects of politically motivated crimes. Each of them will require pre-trial detentions. Globke's defense. Mr. Globke's defenses, with Chancellor Adenauer at the head, did not hesitate to voice their support, drawing similarities between the attacks on him and the persecution of influential figures of the Weimar period. Presenting his role in the Nuremberg racial laws as a voice of reason and an attempt to preventing the worst thing from happening, they described the accusations. Attempts, yeah, cool. Oh, okay, cool. Apparently there's a bug report. Hey, there is a bug report. Cool. Cool. It says worse thing. I believe it should say worse things. Submit. Never. Yeah. Always be testing.
I still can't believe Peters is working here. Peters.
Okay.
I wonder if anybody can tell me how this happened.
How Peters happened?
Can I ask you something delicate?
Of course. What's this about?
Peters.
Peters.
Oh, what did he do this time?
And that already answers some of my questions. He didn't do anything yet. I just found it strange to see him here. When did he start working for Mr. Bauer?
He was here from the very beginning. One of the first hires. Or even the first hire, according to Christoph. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant Mr. Wohlmuth. Apparently, Peters volunteered as soon as Bauer was appointed district prosecutor. Before there was even any talk of forming a team. I know, I don't believe that either.
What's it like working with...
Terrible. Just... let me tell you, that man has no respect for me and my work. Or anybody else's work for that matter. Maybe except for Mr. Bowers. But he seems simply convinced I'm just here to be his personal maid, secretary, cook. My coffee, Paula. Where are my files, Paula? What about the witness I asked 2 minutes ago, Paula? And then that damn plaque of his. Don't even get me started.
Is the falling plaque a popular topic?
It won't stay on the wall. I've tried everything. And for some reason, every time it's still supposed to be my fault, my problem. That thing is either cursed or he knocks it down himself just to have something to complain about.
How is this work? Is it any good?
Unfortunately, yes. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying that. I don't even think that, really. We're lucky to have him. He's dedicated, diligent, and very good at his job. Mr. Bauer is more than happy with his results. I just wish his attitude matched his aptitude. Or that he'd clean up his notes once he's done with a file.
Thank you, Paula. I think that's all.
Wait, not so fast. Why are you so interested in Peters?
He was in my class when I studied law, in several of my classes.
I'm so sorry.
That's why I was so surprised to find him here. He was just a pain. Self-centered, snarky, full of himself. Clearly only in it for the money. No ideals, just ambition and spite.
Oh, we need to get coffee at some point. And well, I don't know. Mr. Bauer does trust him for some reason, so that has to count for something, right?
I sure hope so. Thank you, Paula. Paula?
Mrs. Naumann just arrived. I showed her to the conference room.
Thank you. I'll be right there.
Was that?
Miss Katz?
Oh, okay. So I should have talked to her first. Okay, that's a little. Oh, hello,
Well,
Kat.
hello. And who would you be?
That's Marlene. My son turned out to be allergic, so Mr. Bauer agreed to have her stay here for now.
Looking forward to working with you, Marlene.
Yeah, it should be Marlena, not Marlene. Anyway, give me 2 seconds. We just had our bot come into the channel. So, yeah, that is not port channel for chat messages, dude. Spam bots. Next. Bots. Sorry. Please excuse me while I do this wonderful admin that I have to do myself. The perks of being a streamer who is small enough to not warrant having proper mods. But who is apparently prominent enough to be absolutely bombarded with bots. You get denied. Okay. Welcome back. What are we doing?
You must be Mrs. Naumann. Thank you for coming. My name is Esther Katz. I am one of the prosecutors in Attorney General Bauer's team.
Good morning, Miss Katz. I am very grateful that you found the time. The last prosecutor who looked into my husband's death didn't even speak to me. He dismissed the case, claiming my husband was rightfully executed as a traitor.
Did your husband do anything for which he could be accused of treason?
Of course not. The men that took him weren't even looking for him.
I see. I know it's not easy, but please take me through the day your husband was taken.
It was in April 45, only days before the Americans came.
Where were you that day?
Home. We lived in a small house. Hans was upstairs when the doorbell rang, before someone hammered against the door.
Okay. You can focus on objects of certain interest and ask a question related to it. Option. Okay. Main story objectives are marked in yellow. Okay.
Do you remember what time of the day it was?
We just had lunch, so it must have been close to 1 p.m.
Did you and your husband live alone?
No, there was also our son Jan. He insisted on staying with us to help around the house, at least until the end of the war. But he wasn't in. He went out in the morning before we woke up.
Okay, what else have we got? Anything else I can look at? No. Okay.
When you opened the door, Who was it?
There were two men. One of them was pointing a gun at me.
Do you remember what they looked like?
Both wore uniforms. Brown ones, if I'm not mistaken.
So they'd be Nazis.
Did they belong to the Wehrmacht?
No. Not Wehrmacht and not police either. Maybe some kind of party officials or something. One of them was small, thin. He wore glasses, I remember that. The second man was bigger. He was the one pointing the gun at me. He seemed to be in charge.
What made you think that?
He had two golden stripes on his uniform, and he was bossing the small one around. He yelled and waved his gun around to scare me.
Okay, when listening to a witness, you may get the chance to interrupt them by pressing that on time. I've actually turned the timer off, so I will just get the chance to interrupt. We'll interrupt.
Let me stop you for a second. These stripes on his uniform.
Oh, wait, no, I don't have it. It's not. Case file. Background.
Could one of these be the badge you saw?
Damn it.
Let me see. No, I don't see it. They demanded to speak to Mr.
So they were local
Naumann.
guys.
The gun was still there and I was just so afraid I couldn't even move. Hans came down and asked them what they wanted. They demanded to know if there was anyone with us. When we said no, the smaller guy looked in the other rooms. He found no one. It was only Hans and I. Then the big one told Hans that he had to come with them for questioning.
And your husband? How did he react?
Hans remained polite the whole time. He asked them why it was necessary, but the man ignored him. Then everything happened so fast. The small one said they'd let him go if our son would turn himself in. Then they just herded him out, like an animal.
Is that it? Okay. Well, I can walk around apparently. It's nice. Is there anything? Oh, yeah.
Did you see something outside?
It has been a while, I'm not exactly sure. There was a car, I think. Yes, one of those big, terrible trucks that they used.
I remember them. They were just everywhere.
Okay, I can't go upstairs.
This was the last time I saw him alive. Me and my son never got the chance to say goodbye.
What was that man's comment about your son?
Jan. He was living with us at that time, but he didn't show up that night or the following. He got into some trouble. Bad trouble.
Do you think the men were looking for your son?
I believe so, yes. At least that's what they said.
Wait a second. I think it was mentioned somewhere. Please, take a look.
No,
Damn it.
I am sorry. I don't see it.
Please, continue. What happened upon your son's return?
When Jan finally came back, it was already too late. We asked the authorities about Hans, but they pretended not to know anything. After war, my husband was found dead in a forest nearby. Shot. I believe he died the same day they took him.
I would really like to talk to your son about it.
You and I both, dear. But I am afraid that's not possible. Jan died only a few months after his father. Pneumonia. Hans was innocent. They killed him, and that's murder. No matter what they call it.
I hear you, Mrs. Naumann.
Please, Miss Katz, will you find the man?
I will do my very best.
Thank you.
We will let you know if we have enough for an indictment. Please, Paula will help you to the door. Goodbye. I should update Mr. Bauer.
Damn it. I feel like a fool.
Hello, Miss Katz. Any news regarding the Naumann case?
And quite surprising ones. As it turns out, he wasn't even supposed to be arrested. The men were looking for his son, Jan Naumann. When they couldn't find Jan, they took Hans instead, the father.
I assume that's what Miss Naumann told you. But are you sure she is telling the truth?
According to the files, the man they were looking for had climbed up a flagpole, torn down a flag, and beaten up a block warden when he was caught in the act. Hans Naumann was 77 years old at the time. Of course, there are older men who are in good shape, but
Pulling down a flag and beating someone up seems unlikely. I understand.
yes,
I see, but why did the man take him if they knew he was innocent?
considering the times, they might have been afraid of coming back empty-handed. Or they could have hoped their actual suspect would turn himself in, hearing his father was taken.
Highly illegal, even back then. Not uncommon, though. But why did they shoot the old man?
His son didn't turn himself in as they demanded. They could have seen that as enough reason to kill their hostage.
Perhaps, but they hardly gave him enough time. Nonetheless, it is a case for us. For you, specifically. I will officially reopen the investigations tomorrow. You need to find out who was at the crime scene when Hans Naumann was shot. We need witnesses.
I'd start with the names mentioned in the files of the first investigation.
Excellent. Let's get this case to court, Miss Katz. And be mindful of time. We do not have nearly enough of it here. Since you have never led a case before, I want you to be prepared. Mr. Peters has agreed to look over your shoulder and help you out. Present your findings, prove your claims. Please reach out to him.
I'll do what I can. I'll need Paula to get me more information on the suspects. And I suppose I should share the good news with Peters. Just great.
That poor man. And that poor woman. She lost everyone she loved in a matter of a few months. I really hope we can help her.
I hope so too.
Anything I can do?
I need some additional files.
I looked into the NSDAP local group from the original investigation.
Only a few documents survived the bombing, but I found a group photo and a member list from a few years before the incident. I took the liberty of marking the suspects. One of them, Mr. Schwarz, is dead.
Well, that was quick.
Just doing my job. Any other documents I can get for you?
The member list is helpful, but I'd still need something more about our suspects. Can you get me their files?
I'll reach out to the Berlin Document Center. But, just so you know, they tend to take their time. Anything else?
I need you to invite a potential witness.
Of course. Who should I reach out to?
Don't know who these gentlemen are.
Let me get back to you, Paula.
Sure, just let me know before you leave.
Cat.
Oh, hello, Marlene. Oh, I'm glad you are so cooperative.
Meow. Best game ever, you can pat the cat.
I had a talk with Mr. Bauer. He wants us to get along, to work together.
I've heard.
Let's just be adults about it, Peters. Peters?
Yes, I've heard you, Cuts. Fine. Here's what we're going to do. Let's just call it a truce. I won't interfere with your casework if you stay away from mine. Agreed?
Agreed.
Good. And as for this whole preparing you for court situation, I swear to God, but there is no point discussing it before you've met the witnesses anyway.
Thank you for thinking I'm a total beginner.
Oh, you're welcome. Someone has to do it, since Mr. Bauer apparently overestimates your abilities. Anyway, get through at least some of your witnesses, and we can get it over with. And while we're at it, don't forget to bring some evidence. I don't want us to improvise the whole thing.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable. I'm gonna have a look at this other paper. Communist Party was banned. Huh. Alright. Suez. Alright, because Suez is going on at this time. German ambassador in Moscow presented Adenauer's reunification to the Soviet government. Oh. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. The computer of tomorrow, the IBM 650, can store an astounding 2,000 words within its magnetic drum memory and add and subtract numbers at lightning speed. Starting next February, the Technical University of Darmstadt will be the first German institution to use the Miracle Machine. Darmstadt. I believe Darmstadt ended up being like one of the big laboratories for the element hunt and stuff. Sure they were. So I watched that YouTube documentary on Viktor Ninov, and I believe he was at Darmstadt. Those moves. Teenage girls go crazy and we catch our breath. Elvis Presley, the so-called king of rock and roll, impressed us in his last show. The wild hip movements and his stunning charisma are unique. Elvis will change the world. Hans Globke, Adenauer's chief of staff and right-hand man, has come under fire for his involvement in the Nuremberg race laws. He's accused of having initiated a requirement that Jews have to have a J in their passport, and the compulsory compulsory name affixes Israel or Sarah? Jesus. Adenauer said the claim that Globke had been an eager accomplice of National Scout is completely unfounded. Well, I mean, I guess you don't need to be a Nazi in order to be an anti-Semite. Einer Frisiercreme für ihn und einer für sie. Interesting that it's like him, serious him. Serious him. Normal her. Sorry, not serious, formal. Okay. Cool. Suspects. Here we go. Faltmann, Kibitz, Schickert, and Schwarz is dead. Schickert, Kibitz, Faltmann. Faltmann was probably the guy who came to... Faltmann was 1. Kibitz is 2. Schickert is 3. Badge with 2 golden stripes on his collar. Here.
Miss Katz, how can I help you?
I want to talk to
I
Thartman.
need you to invite a potential witness.
I want to talk to
Of
Thartman.
course. Who should I reach out to?
Please invite Mr. Feitman.
We'll reach out immediately. Anything else?
Thank you, Paula. That will be all for now.
Here if you need anything.
Do I have anything else to do today? Right, we had a phone call that we need to make.
Who do I want to call?
A number.
Hello?
Father? I didn't expect you'd call me here.
Oh, Esther, my dear. So good to hear you. Did you settle in all right?
Esther reminds me not so much of what she looked like when she was younger, but like a younger version of my aunt. Specifically my German aunt, as opposed to my non-German aunt, of whom I have many.
Somehow, I doubt you just called to check up on me.
There's my smart girl. Do you remember our little talk? It must have been last month.
Is this about that job at your friend's firm? Bergman, was it?
Bergman, Kranich and Partners, yes. Bergman is one of my oldest friends. Family law, very respectable.
I'm afraid I'm not looking for another job right now.
Unfortunately, I know. It's why I have to do it. Esther, let me be very frank with you. I am proud of you. I really am. A prosecutor at your age, with a view on women on our line of work being what it is, I'd have to be a fool not to. But your mother and I, we are worried. Do you have any idea what they say about Bauer?
Dad, I don't care about his private life, and I don't listen to rumors.
If that was his only flaw, Esther,
Are they
the
implying
man's
he's gay?
fanatic. You must see that. Listen to your father. Leave. Nothing good will come from this.
I make my own decisions now, Father.
Oh, my silly, silly little girl. You... No, Essie. I must apologize. I did not mean to get so passionate about this. I'm just worried. You don't know how important one's reputation is. And if people start to associate you with that man, I just want what's best for you, Essie.
I know, Dad.
I'm proud of you. I know I already said that, but I really am. Like you can't imagine.
There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
Oh, wow. Or are they saying that he's a communist? I don't know. I'll be with you in 2 seconds. Yeah. Okay. The first suspect. This is a week later.
Last month's Motor Trends and a Birgit from last year. Wouldn't be my first reading choice, but with how long you have to wait for a prosecutor.
Good morning, Miss Katz. Miss Katz! Miss Katz!
Okay. This first suspect will arrive soon if we'll the latest developments about the case. No end to the Suez crisis. As representatives of the 18 governments involved in the second Suez Canal crisis began to leave London, truth remains unchanged. Despite exchanged experiences of continued support and collaboration, the world is no closer to finding a peaceful solution to the crisis. US officials voiced their concerns regarding the goals of the British and French delegations, suspecting them to have no interest in compromise. Rearmament. With the April 1st date of the first Bundeswehr conscripts approaching, the question of whether the government's goals can feasibly be achieved remain. Of the 4,000 American-made tanks requested by the Secretary of Defense Theo Blanc, over a quarter of the order has been cancelled by the Bundestag. Even Even with 16,000 previously gifted by the United States, the final number of Marines lower than planned. Die Frankfurter Stimme.
Miss Katz, excuse me. The witness you asked me to contact, Alfred Feldman, just arrived.
Thank you, Paula. I'll be joining you in a minute.
Pet cat.
You know, you really remind me of Kati.
Kati?
We had her when I was younger. Looked just like her. Wasn't nearly as friendly, though. No, she wasn't.
This was a stretch goal, by the way. The cat. The cat was a stretch goal, and it was damn good stretch goal. Okay, what is this? President Adnar. The next federal president. Astropeter Stockard. Liberal FDP, Resist Coalition. Veterans for the Bundeswehr. To ensure rapid deployment of the new armed forces, the former Waffen-SS officers are being deployed to the former roles in the Bundeswehr. Right, sure. No end in sight. Call a Prussian welcome. King Paul and Queen Frederica of Greece arrived in Bonn on Monday morning to the state visit Germany. They are the third monarchs to visit the Federal Republic and the first to be received with military honors. Interesting. Kitty.
Oh, hello, Marlene.
Pet cat.
Oh, I'm glad you are so cooperative.
Best addition to the game ever.
Mr. Feldman, my name is Esther Katz. I am investigating the death of Hans Naumann in 1945.
What are you investigating? The case has been closed.
New evidence has come to light. My department and I are checking whether the case needs to be reopened.
Sounds like wasting the German state's money. Just one question. Your name, Esther Katz. Are you Jewish?
The name is often Jewish, but I am not.
That's good to hear.
Mr. Feldman, please tell me what happened on April 28, 1945.
My superior asked me to arrest some sort of insurgent. A simple task I gave to my subordinates. I was quite surprised when I saw who they brought. I asked if they were sure they got the right men. But Schickert insisted, so we took him back to the district office.
The district office, where was it?
The cellar of a previously bombed brewery. We had to relocate with all the bombings. It was cleaned up beforehand, of course. As much as was possible with the manpower we had. With how the war was going, we had to make do. Schickert and Kiebitz waited in the corridor as I spoke with the district leader, Mr. Schwarz. But he dismissed my doubts. Alfred, my man, you worry too much. It wasn't my place to doubt his decision, I thought. So we left his office and he gave the order.
Okay. The HUD shows your current goal and the name of the people present in memories. To enable the HUD, okay. Okay, so Feldman, Schwarz, Kiebitz, Schickert. Alright. Can I ask questions?
What did he say?
That for his crimes against the German people, the prisoner was to be executed.
Interesting. Okay, what can you tell me about Kiebitz?
How did the men react?
I can't recall, it has been quite a while. I think they were a bit uncertain. Kiebitz, at least. I wanted to discuss the order further, but Schwarz went back to his office.
Alright. New lead has been added to the notebook. Examine the first suspect. Alright. Wait. Lead. Who ordered the execution? Might be relevant if the person knew that Mr. Naumann was innocent. Let's just have a look. Leitung den Mitarbeitern ist es untersagt, die Ware zu verkosten. I don't have my translate app on me. Staatsbezirke München.
What happened after Mr. Schwarz left the hallway?
We went to the captive. Kiebitz, Schickert, and I. I was hesitant, of course, but again, it wasn't my place to question Mr. Schwarz. And let's be honest, in those times, heads rolled pretty quickly for defying orders.
This must be the cell. Where was the victim kept?
One of the cells, previously a storage room. Tight, dirty quarters with a small barred window. As soon as we entered, I hadn't seen him this up close before. I realized I just couldn't follow through with it. I told my men to stop.
Interesting. You told him to stop.
What did you tell them?
That this could not have been our man. We had to convince the district leader to reconsider.
Did they agree with you?
Kiebitz did, but Schickert, on the other hand, he wouldn't even consider it.
That's interesting. Okay.
The man was a maniac, usually harmless, obsessed as he was with hierarchy. But at that point he had this fanatical look on his face.
What did he say to you?
That he would report me to the Gestapo. Now, you know what that would mean, but that didn't matter. I knew Mr. Schwarz. I knew he would understand.
Okay, so this Schickert guy sounds sus.
I ordered Schickert to stay put and left the cell, looking for the district leader. I was certain I could convince him this time.
Did you succeed?
I didn't get the chance. I was halfway through the hallway when I heard it. A gunshot. Schickert had gone through with the execution.
You weren't in the room?
But you weren't in that room, you stated.
Right. But it must have been him. He was so persistent about following the order.
After the interrogation, you can explore and investigate surroundings to further unlock new research opportunities and hints. Okay.
The place was a brewery. Did you prepare the cells for the prisoners?
Not personally, but yes, a few rooms were modified adequately.
And what does adequately mean?
It's been a while, miss. And I can't say it was something that occupied me. They were for criminals.
What weapons did the people present have? Standard issue equipment?
Not at that point in the war. We used whatever was still left. If we could get our hand on a gun or a rifle, somebody got it.
How long were the prisoners usually kept there?
Can't say. It depended on the case. However long it took for justice to be served.
A brewery cellar seems a weird place for a district office. How did you have enough power for it to function?
Often we didn't. All those Allied bombs made sure of that when they leveled the city. We had to rely on our backup generator. That and oil lamps.
Did you have any contact with the surrounding local groups?
Of course. We had an older model radio station connecting us with the rest of Bavaria. Or what was left of it at that point in the war. Mostly other groups around Munich.
I think I'm still missing something. Describe the office of Mr. Schwarz to me.
It was sufficient. At the end of the day, it was just an abandoned cellar. It was the one room with which we did the most, let's say,
renovation. For a man of Schwarz station, it was nothing more than an, again, sufficient office.
What were Mr. Schwarz's responsibilities?
He was the district leader, the highest authority in the city. The question should be, what weren't his responsibilities? Everyone in Munich answered to him.
I should consider the chain of command.
Okay. What do you mean I should consider the chain?
So, District Leader Schwarz wasn't further involved with the execution?
Why should he be? There were more important issues that needed his attention. His responsibility was to make the decision and give the order.
There was no execution order in the files I got. If it exists, I should check if I can get my hands on it.
Interesting.
Did the group members drink on duty?
It was clearly forbidden. We did our best to enforce this rule even in those days. But most likely they still did. Just learned to hide it well.
What happened if you or Mr. Schwarz caught any of the group members drinking?
Usually I took pride in running a tight ship. You smell of alcohol while on duty? Dismissed. But at that point, they got away with just a slap on the wrists. We needed all the hands we could get, drunk or not. And with the Yankees on the streets, we all heard the bottles calling.
If they were dismissed for drinking, what would be the punishment for disobeying an order? Was the victim your only prisoner at the time?
It's been almost 15 years, for God's sake, woman.
11.
You can't honestly expect me to remember details like that.
I feel like that's a perfectly valid question.
Spending entire days in a damn cellar. They must have been bored and tried to pass the time.
Probably.
Can you tell me more about your local group?
We were Schwarz hands, so to speak. While most local groups were responsible for a section of the city, we were assigned directly to the district office.
Okay, interesting.
They seemed to scream forever, and you could still hear the bombs falling.
I think I'm done. Hello.
Did many prisoners share the victim's fate?
If they deserved it.
When did you move to the cellar?
2 months back, mid-February. After those pigs burned Dresden.
Alright, I think I've got everything.
So, just to confirm, Mr. Schickard shot while you were not in the room any longer?
That is correct. And that is all I know.
Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Feldman.
I take back what I said in the beginning, Miss Katz. Perhaps it is right to reopen this case after all. Have a good evening, miss.
I should update Mr. Bauer.
See, that's an interesting question because, like, maybe he's like, oh, maybe I can throw Schickard under the thing if he's
I
the
wouldn't bother.
Did you see Mr. Bauer?
I wish I did. He got a call and had to leave. Urgently. Let me tell you, he was in quite the rush.
Huh.
Murmuring something about Argentina, of all places.
Yeah.
Guess I won't be updating him today.
Yeah, he would.
Any updates on the suspect's personnel files?
I've made the request, but no news since then. Berlin's as silent as always.
I need some additional files. According to the suspects, the shooting was ordered by the deceased Mr. Schwartz. But I saw no copy of such an order in the original case's files.
That's weird. I'll look into it right away.
Anything else?
I need information on the equipment used by the local group. Weapons, mainly. As bureaucratic as the NSDAP was, they must have kept some sort of record.
Girl's got a point.
Anything else?
I need you to invite a potential witness.
Of course. Who should I reach out to?
So, Feldman has thrown Schickert under the bus. So do I go to Schickert or do I go to Kiebitz and see if Kiebitz... I'm gonna bring Kiebitz in.
Please invite Mr. Kiebitz next.
We'll reach out immediately.
Oh, and did you have the chance to talk to Mr. Wohlmuth yet? He found the blueprint of the old brewery that you might find useful.
Sweet.
It's where the district office was located
Yeah,
at the time
no,
of
that
Mr.
would be
Nauman's
useful.
arrest.
Thank you, Paula. That will be all for now.
Now this one was sure full of himself.
Est, Miss Katz. Welcome.
Good day, Mr. Wohlmuth.
Actually, before you start, would you mind if for a change I ask you a question?
That would depend on the question.
Am I wrong or have you and our resident pessimist met before? I mean Simon, or Mr. Peters, if you prefer.
We do know each other. Not closely, but enough. We study together. So yes, we've met before.
Was he always this much of an ass?
That was a very unprofessional comment.
Right, sorry. Just a dumb joke. I can assure you I have nothing but respect for the man, even if he has a bit of a difficult disposition. Either way, forget it. Is there anything I can help you with?
Paula told me you have something for me. Some sort of blueprint?
Right. Let me just see, where did I put it? What a mess. I've been just buried in all of these papers since morning. Altöttinger Straße 35. There we go. As we can hardly access the original crime scenes, blueprints like this ones are our second best thing. They are what you will be using in court to reconstruct your case.
Thank you.
It's not a problem at all. We need to have each other's backs here.
Yeah, that's
So,
why I'm not
who do
throwing
you think
papers
did
under
it?
them.
I'm sorry?
The old man. Who shot him?
Okay, so I and Mr. Schwartz stepped into the hallway. Blueprint shows the crime scene, and your goal is to build your own theory of the course of the crime by arranging the actors for each step. Crime is divided into 5 steps. Each step is connected with a question you can answer by reconstructing the blueprint. To answer Christoph's question, jump to step 5. The last step is to figure out who pulled the trigger. Choose a figure and assign it to the action. Well, currently we believe it's Schickert. And Feldman was in here. I think Kiebitz was supposed to... I think he said Kiebitz was in here. I think that's what he said. Either Kiebitz was in the hallway or Kiebitz was in Schwartz. Oh wait, no, Kiebitz was in the... Kiebitz was in the hallway.
I think it could have been Schickert.
And is that what your witness told you?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Just remember, you can't always trust what they say. People lie, misremember, make honest mistakes, even more so when they're potential suspects. Our role isn't to retell their testimonies in court, but to build theories of what actually happened, which might be different from what any witness tells you. But here I go, babbling away again. Sorry. Shouldn't keep you any longer. Hope you...
Actually, I have some other questions.
Oh, thank God. I'd take any reason not to go back to all this.
Can I ask you a few questions about the work here?
Ask away.
How long have you worked for Mr. Bauer?
Here? Almost since the beginning. Which sounds good, but really means just a few months. We are a new team.
And before that, what did you do?
3 years in Hamburg, public prosecutor's office as well. Didn't really fit in there. And before that, well, that's a different story.
Oh, okay. Worked with Mr. Bauer before.
Have you worked with Mr. Bauer before?
Didn't get the chance, no. And even here, it's not exactly working with him either. Under would be a better term. Usually, at least.
What can you tell me about working here?
Long hours, little pay, cases which more often than not fail to even reach court. But it's an important mission, and, ironically, rewarding. The cases we work on, they already have had to wait far too long.
I was a bit surprised we are not at the main office.
Right, Bauer's idea. To put it simply, he was and still is afraid of sabotage. Too many people there he wouldn't trust. Files went missing, evidence got misplaced. So he decided to rent this place and repurpose it. And here we are.
So just bear with me. There we go. Cool. Cool.
I have some...
Who?
You, to be quite frank.
Then the answers might be quite boring. There just isn't that much to say. The name's Christoph. Again, I'm a public prosecutor, as you might have guessed. Though I'm more of a pre-trial one. Interviews, research, documents, not court. I never did well with trials themselves.
You didn't study in Frankfurt, right?
Hamburg, mostly. Did a few years in Berlin first, but on the wrong side. Doesn't count here.
So you're from...
The East, yes. Don't hold it against me. Hardly my choice. And I've never been much of a comrade anyway. Too many books, not enough worker spirit.
I'm sorry for asking, but how did you end up here then?
I crossed before 52. It was easier then. No fences, no restricted zones. You just had to worry about the patrols.
I have a different question. Our legal assistant, Paula.
She's wonderful. She can be a bit of a pain, but she's wonderful. Truth be told, the whole place would fall apart without her. But don't let her hear that.
What do you mean she can be a bit of a pain?
You might have already noticed, but she can be rather, let's be honest, nosy? Unless you get something in a sealed envelope, it's safe to assume that she's already taken a peek. I don't personally mind, but I believe it can get on one's nerves.
I have a different... I think that's all. There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
I want to redesign. I want to have a look at my... here it is. Okay. So, who ordered the execution? Schwarz did. And shipped into the hallway. Oh, so they were all in the hallway, apparently. Okay. Who went to the cell? Mr. Kiebitz, Schickert, and me. Left. Maybe back to the office. Who resisted the order? Apparently. Wait, no. Kiebitz would have been over here then. But if he wasn't in the room, then we don't know for sure. Alright, I am going to take a little bit of a break here, because I've been going for 90 minutes. Interesting. A different truth. We will return with this more different truth. Actually, give me 2 seconds. There we go. Alright. I shall return presently. Hello, good evening, welcome back. needed a drink after this.
But on her first case.
Still, functioning free press is simply crucial to the...
Wait, shh, I think she's coming up.
That was sus.
Good morning, Miss Katz. Have you seen the news yet?
So, what were you saying about these news?
Oh, there's an article in today's Blatt. Have you seen it?
That tabloid?
That might still be too nice a word for them. A filthy rag slandering you with lies, Miss Katz.
Me?
I'm afraid so. They didn't include your name, though, thankfully. But uppity female prosecutor in over her head can't really refer to anybody else. It's typical, really. Whenever we achieve something, they're right there mocking us for trying. Don't even give it a second thought, Miss Katz. It's lies, all of it.
I'll give it a look as soon as I can.
Just don't let them get to you.
So, the dead flies on my desk. Your handiwork.
Oh, I'm so sorry. She must have slipped in when I brought the newspaper.
Bauer's Fraulein. Fraulein prosecutor hysterical and overwhelmed. Fritz Bauer is causing problem again. This time he's unleashed a young woman as a Fraulein prosecutor on honorable war veterans. She's supposed to charm the accused into confessing their alleged war crimes. An anonymous witness who had the misfortune to be subjected to her interrogation reports she seemed hysterical, arrogant, and overwhelmed me. Rude. 12-month military service. So Eisenhower and Trumbull. Transatlantic calls, even 32 at a time. Computer made in Germany. The Battelle Institute in Frankfurt has announced that it will soon be presenting its latest development, the Univac 1. The vacuum tube computer is said to be the largest and fastest in Europe. The machine is supposed to revolutionize the world, cost a staggering 7 million German marks. The futurist transit has arrived. Accustomed to the nightmaric traffic of their cities, Parisians may soon see the end of their woes. Antoine Martin, former Director General of Indochina's Railways, offered a new revolutionary solution to the congestion problem of European cities. The TWD's, taxis without drivers? What? In 56? What nonsense is this? Alright, let's read the post. Okay. Don't know how it's possible the previous prosecution overlooked this. Specifically referred to Jan Naumann. In the name of the German people in the case of Jan Naumann. 1917 Abstrasse. 1945. Currently in Nesbit. Yeah, it says Jan. But it wasn't Jan. Interesting. So that's a twist. Okay. Actually, a list of weapons that were issued to our group members at the time of the crime. Alright. Prosecutorial misconduct. Hessian prosecutors Bowers. Problems continues as special division once again finds itself in the spotlight. Concerns are being raised about the possible misuse of public funds, which, as some claim, are being wasted on reopening long since solved cases. According to our sources, According to our sources, such investigations are further compromised by inexperience and overzealousness of the team's youngest prosecutors. As Khrushchev's policy of de-Stalinization continues, Moscow's influence seemed to shrink with each passing day. Last year, I have no idea. It's like I don't know how to do the L with the dash across it. Vladislav Gomulka. I don't know how to pronounce it. Was still a political enemy of the pro-Soviet regime, imprisoned for subversive actions. Yesterday was proposed first secretary of the Polish United Works Party, joining Hungary's Imre Nagy as another openly staffed 56. So this would have been after the Hungarian stuff, wouldn't it? Was that Bulgaria? No, it was Hungary. 56 was Hungary. Alright.
Yes, Paula?
The witness you asked me to contact, Hermann Kiebitz, just arrived.
Thank you. I'll be joining you in a minute.
What I want to do, I'll open up my case. Okay. So, Faltman is this one, I think. Kiebitz. Wait, which one was Kiebitz? Kiebitz is 501. 501. You are Kiebitz. And Schickert was 5186332. Well, he's got the Browning, and this isn't looking good for Schickert. So Schickert had the gun, whose caliber of bullet was found in the deceased man's body.
Good morning. My name is Esther Katz.
A pleasure, miss. Could you tell me how long I have to wait for the prosecutor?
Mr. Kiebitz, I'm the prosecutor here.
Oh, modern times, I guess. How long will this take?
Won't be long.
Won't be too long.
Good. So, let's get this over with.
This is about the arrest of Hans Naumann in Munich on April 28, 1945. According to a witness, 2 men picked up Mr. Naumann from his apartment. Were you one of them?
You're pretty, you know that?
Mr. Kiebitz, were you one of those men?
No, I wasn't. We drove to the house. Then our group leader and Mr. Schickert got out of the car to arrest the men. Then they tossed the old man into the car and headed to the district office.
Please describe the situation.
District Leader Schwarz came out and gave the command.
Why did you relocate the office?
Because of a big air raid. We wanted to be underground. We hoped that we would be safer there.
What command? What did he say?
He ordered us to execute the man. Then he left. I felt uneasy. This wasn't right.
Interesting if true.
What were your local group's responsibilities in the very last days of the war?
We were responsible for all concerns and for many households within Munich. Above all, we tried to eliminate insurgencies.
How was working under Mr. Faltman?
Great. He was a good leader and a better man. It was a pleasure to work with him. Even though some people might have disagreed, we had our share of malcontents in the group. But he knew how to deal with them effectively.
Interesting. I should ask Paula if she can find any information about this. What were your responsibilities in your local group?
Most of the time I accompanied District Leader Schwarz and drove him when he needed a driver. He knew how to convey power and discipline.
Interesting. I should ask Paula if she can find any information about this. How did you and Mr. Schickert get along?
He and I didn't have much to do with each other. We were just part of the same local group. He was no feast for the eyes, a cranky guy, strange, always strict with his work but annoying from time to time. He was obsessed with Prussian virtues.
I mean, Prussians got a Prussia.
How was your relationship to Mr. Schwarz?
He treated me fairly and friendly. I learned a lot from him.
Did Mr. Schwarz even get to see the victim, Hans Naumann?
Not entirely sure. He was in his office when we brought the perpetrator,
The victim.
the victim, into a cell.
If Schwarz didn't see the victim, did he know they had the wrong man? What did he know?
We followed group leader Falkman to the cell. There was tension.
Kind of tension.
I can still hear the sirens in my head. They seem to last forever. But it may just have been a minute full of despair. If you survived it. Was your local group in contact with other local groups?
Just in Bavaria, there were 28 local groups. We were in constant contact with them.
How did you ensure the energy supply?
The district struggled to produce enough energy. There were frequent power failures. For emergency, we had a generator. If worst came to worst, we used oil lamps.
They must have had petrol to run the generator, or to destroy evidence. We had these oil lamps everywhere. In the bathroom, in the living room, in the kitchen.
We all entered the cell.
Yeah.
What was Mr. Falkman doing?
Group leader Falkman seemed to hesitate. He shared my concerns about killing the old sod. He told us to wait. Yet Schickert insisted. He referred to that new order about dealing with insurgents. He was such a stickler for the rules. He could be really annoying about these things.
What did he say?
What did he say?
He yelled he would report us to the Gestapo. Faced with this open threat of being denounced, we did not dare to act.
Isn't that the way?
For how long were the prisoners held in these cells?
Mostly around a week. The tension was strong. Group leader Falkman ordered us to wait once more, but Schickert drew his gun and shot him.
Were the compartments prepared to host prisoners?
Kind of. We adjusted them so our prisoner could stay there for interrogations and not get out.
Interesting. I feel like I missed questions with Falkman.
So what you are saying is, Schickert shot the old man against Mr. Falkman's order?
Exactly.
That's horrible.
These are brutal events you're getting to hear here. Are you sure you're up for it? Honestly, no one would think this is a job for a woman. What do you have to prove? I will file a formal complaint.
That will not be necessary, Mr. Kiebitz. My superior knows quite well that I am up for it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have this job. Thank you for your time, Mr. Kiebitz.
Goodbye, Miss Katz.
Interesting. The suspects seem to agree on many aspects, but not all. I should see if I can make some sense of this on the blueprint and get this meeting with Peters over with.
Now that was quite an interesting development. Somebody sure is lying. But who? Can't say I envy your job right now, Miss Katz. Apart from that, how can I help you?
I need you to invite a witness.
Of course. Who should I reach out to?
Gotta get Schickert out here.
Just one man left, Karl Schickert.
Will do, Miss Katz. Miss Katz, there was a call for you. Actually, it was multiple calls.
Yes, Paula?
It's your mother.
Did something happen? Is something wrong?
Oh, no, everyone is doing fine. More than that, splendid.
Right.
She just wanted to talk to her daughter, very urgently.
Apart from that, how can I help you?
I need some additional files. One of the suspects mentioned something interesting about Mr. Feldman. Could you check if there was anything strange happening with his subordinates? Threats, blackmail, anything?
Of course. I'll start looking.
Is there any chance some files regarding the group members' responsibilities remain? Mr. Kibitzer specifically. I want to know if he at any point worked directly for the district leader.
I'll see what I can do.
There's a chance that Mr. Schwarz did not see the victim himself. If that's the case, my question is, what did he see? What did he know when he ordered the execution? I'm going to need whatever files would have been on his desk on that day. All that he could know about the victim. Arrest report, personal file, records, intake forms, whatever there is.
That's quite a wide net. I'm on it, of course.
Anything else?
Are there any updates about the personal files?
I suspect I already sound like a broken record to the Berlin Document Center. Sadly, no news yet, but I will keep you on track once I hear something.
Thank you, Paula. That will be all for now.
Here if you need
Okie dokie.
anything.
Miss Katz, I take it your sparring with Mr. Peters went well?
He was very collegial.
Yes, I've heard the two of you don't see eye to eye. I'm glad to see it hasn't proved to be an issue. Now, how's your work progressing?
I've interrogated two of our suspects. Both claim it was the third suspect, Mr. Schickert, who shot the victim. In fact, they agree on all points. It all feels too perfect. Not a single difference in their accounts after all this time? And were we to believe them, it would leave them guiltless. I think they're lying.
That's always a possibility. But keep in mind, sometimes the simplest solution can be the right one. Very well, considering the nature of this investigation, I'd say it's still proceeding apace. One suspect left. Hopefully, he will be able to clarify some of our doubts, either him or the files. Which would leave us with one final issue. Court. Once you've heard the final testimony, you need to prepare to present your case. That means reconstructing the course of the crime and finding proof that would back it. As mentioned, Mr. Peters will help you out. Teach you how to present your findings, prove your claims. It will help you to familiarize yourself with the ins and outs of court. We cannot afford to fail at court, and preparation is the key to success. That's why I urge you to start with your training right away and build your theory. Once you hear from all witnesses, we need to move to court quickly. I hope it's all clear?
Of course. Civil codes, quite a collection. Wait, is that a Sachenspiegel? I think Dad had a copy of this edition.
Mr. Schickert insisted on punishment of treason and threatened to call the Gestapo and report me. Yeah, they do. They agree on everything. That's... Yes?
Oh,
good you're here. Mr. Peters asks me every 5 minutes where you are and when you're coming. Not only Peters' patience is growing thin.
Is everything okay?
I don't want to sound unprofessional, but working with him is a pain at times. Why does he always have to be so rude?
I don't know what his problem is, but I have little hope that it will ever get better.
Well, I hope you're wrong.
Honorable Miss Cutts, would you be ready then?
I think so. How are we going to do that?
I will act as defense and court, and you will do your part.
But have you studied the case well enough to actually help me here?
Yes, I did. Some people have to take their work seriously, you know. Anyway, you present your prosecution, support your conclusions with evidence, and win the case. And I'm trying to stop you from doing just that. Should be a piece of cake. For one of us, at least.
Okay. Understood.
His execution was ordered by Herbert Schwarz, the district leader for the city of Munich. As the senior member of the NSDAP involved in the crime, he bears the main responsibility for Mr. Normann's death. Mr. Schwarz is unfortunately deceased and as such cannot be tried. This does not, however, absolve his subordinates of their culpability.
Objection. According to the witness statement, it was Mr. Schickert who gave the order. Can you support your claims with meaningful evidence?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. If you would take a look at this.
Okay. What am I doing?
This document clearly states that it was Mr. Schwarz who gave the order.
Not bad, Cutts.
Yay,
but
we did it.
not great either. If that's all the prosecution can come up with, the case is as good as lost. Knowing the right answers is often not enough to win your case. You also need to form the right conclusions. Conclusions the court is willing to follow because they are plausible and because you can back them up with evidence. A valid conclusion is always based on several clues. The one clue we are very certain is true is that Schwarz gave the command. So your conclusion should be based on that. Open your case file and give it a go.
For each question, okay. That one. How's that?
This makes sense.
Okay, cool.
I think I got it.
Shoot.
We have several consistent statements that Schwarz gave the order to shoot. There are no discrepancies in the testimonies. It says so in the files, and Mr. Schwarz stated it himself in 1947. Therefore, I conclude the order to shoot Hans Normann came from District Leader Herbert Schwarz.
Congratulations. Well done, Cutts.
Yay.
If you argued just as coherently in court, this might go better than I expected. However, it was not particularly difficult, and it will probably not be that easy again. Still, well done.
Thank you, Peters.
Enough practice. Your case is waiting. Keep up the good work.
What now?
You can't finish your theory before hearing that last witness, so you could go home. Personally, I like to be prepared, so I tried to see if I can find more conclusions. But I was always willing to go that extra mile. You do you.
Peters?
Katz?
Miss Katz,
Yes. What's happened now?
Miss Katz, it's your mother. I'm afraid she's a very persistent woman. Just keeps on calling.
Of course she does. Oh, I'm so sorry, Paula. I'll get back to her as soon as I can.
Please do.
Who do I want to call?
Parents.
Katz,
Mom, what happened? You've been calling non-stop.
Essie, are you all right? We've been so worried.
Where is this coming from, Mom?
The tabloid, of course. Didn't you read what that hack wrote about you?
I'm fine, Mom. Really.
But,
I mean it, Mom.
well, all right, if you're sure. You poor thing. I just hope no one else figured out it was all about you. Oh, how embarrassing that would be.
You can't be serious.
But I am, very much so, Essie dear. People are confused enough about the origin of your father's name as is. Now, with that article, I'm just afraid of what other people might think of our family.
I see.
But enough of that. Let's focus on the now. I have wonderful news, Essie.
What? You can't just...
I just invited the Müllers for coffee this Saturday.
We were just talking about me destroying our family. And now you want to tell me all about the Müllers?
Oh, don't be like that. You have to come. I'm dying to show off my smart daughter.
Who are the Müllers? Do I even know them?
I don't think you have met them yet. They just moved into the piano floor of the house opposite.
Wait, did the Webers move out?
No, the other house. The Langs. You remember the Langs, right? Thomas Langs. He used to work at the bank. You used to play with their daughter. Black hair, a ponytail. Always got her dress dirty. I just can't remember her name.
I really don't know who you're talking about. Anyway, I can't this weekend.
Oh, what a pity. The Müllers are really nice people. And they have this good-looking son.
Mom!
All right, just mentioning it. No ulterior motives. Another weekend then. Are you free the week after?
I need to get back to work now, Mom.
A shame. Get back to me soon, will you?
Sure. Bye, Mom.
Goodbye, Esther.
There's nothing left for me to do.
Yeah, seemed like a perfectly normal.
A Bavarian landscape. Pretty, I suppose, but not really my taste.
One day I will go to Bavaria. One day. Oh wait, I forgot.
Oh, hello, Marlene.
Talk to the cat.
Meow.
Best game ever.
Oh, hello, Marlene. Oh, I'm glad you are so cooperative.
Best game ever. Oh, here we go. Where am I? Okay. We, the undersigned, wish to express our unshaken confidence and full support for the Hessian Attorney General Fitzbauer and his team in their pursuit of justice for the forgotten victims of the Nazi regime. Taught by the Weimar Republic, fate of vulnerability of young democracies, and the utmost importance of truth and responsibility, we take a decisive stand against the vicious and unjustified attacks, threats, and lies levied against the courageous attorneys of the state of Hesse. We refute the apologist stance of some influential and political media circles in their attempt to bury our past. We demand justice. Where am I? There I am! Oh my god, I'm basically in the middle. Holy moly. That's me. Oh my god. Look at me! It's Mike Moritz. Das bin ich. Oh, there's another Moritz in here. There's Moritz Hart. But this is me. Yay! Oh, I know, hung it. I love it. I don't back games often. I'm not used to seeing my name in them. The last suspect.
Good morning, Miss Katz. Oh, Miss Katz. Miss Katz.
Speaking of cats.
And who do you think did it? Any ideas? That's what I thought.
Alright. Jewish pig, we know where you live, we know what you do, we are watching. Day and night we see you. The German people have been through enough because a vermin like you should have burned with the rest of your kind instead of disappearing, hiding in the gutters. Where you belong, you once again attacked us, so hear us, you will burn. We will finish what we've begun, starting with traitor trash like you. Yay! Found a letter to Mr. Faltman concerning one of his subordinates in the Gestapo. That seems important. That seems important too. Okay. Mr. Kiebitz. So we need to find out. Well, I can't remember his work number. Something in his digital rating out there in place. Okay, because it's ooh. It's like they started writing Hans and then they're at Jan. Very interesting. Oh, there you go. I was talking about Hungary, and yeah, no, it was Hungary. 9 days after the incident, returned to the streets of Budapest. Yup. That sure was Hungary in '56. A week after its occupation by the Israeli army, it continued to attack the remaining defense forces. Sinai Peninsula. On the other side of the Suez Canal, the Egyptian mainland is under constant bombardment by the British and French air forces. Huh. I should check the other.
Mr. Schickett has just arrived. He's waiting in the conference room.
Was there anything unusual about this letter? Did you notice anything off?
Off?
Was it brought in normally? Delivered personally? Or, I don't know, anything?
Can't say. It came with the post, like letters do. Is everything all right?
It was a threat letter.
A threat? Oh dear. I'm so sorry.
You're sure you didn't notice anything out of place?
I'm sorry.
Right. Can't say I wasn't warned about this job. Professional risk, right?
Unfortunately. Still, if there is anything I can do, just say the word.
If anybody saw me.
Oh, hello.
Paula?
Because of course people have nothing better to do than spy on me in the court archives.
behind.
He's driving me insane.
I'm saying nothing.
And he's been getting worse. We never really...
Paula!
What? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Katz.
I tried to warn you.
Zip it, Christoph.
So, taking a break?
A short one. It just became much more entertaining.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you've come in. I'm sorry you had to hear all that. I shouldn't have said any of it. I keep losing my temper with that man.
She means Mr. Peters.
What were you talking about?
Mr. Peters, and how much of a bother he can be. Which I'm sure you know better than anyone.
Shush.
Don't know if you've noticed, but he's been getting really paranoid lately. Convinced there's spies everywhere.
Seriously?
What? You've said so yourself. And I doubt it's news to Miss Katz.
I've noticed him acting a bit weird. What do you know?
Yes, well, he asked me for some files, which is normal. But then he started asking if anybody was following me when I got them. And he was sure somebody had to. Wouldn't be convinced otherwise. Called me incompetent and blind when I said no.
It's not the first time he behaved like that.
It's the first time with me. He's always been weird about his work, but not like this. Whatever that new case for Mr. Bauer is, it isn't doing him any good.
So, these talks, you do them often?
Oh yes, they are our Whining Wednesdays.
Christoph!
A wonderful tradition, don't you think?
I'll just let you get back to it.
Can I talk to Peters?
What?
And hello to you too.
Right. Sorry. Tell me, Katz, has anyone been to my office?
Not that I know of.
No help, unsurprisingly.
So, what is this about?
Someone was here. Just don't say anything. Someone was here in my office, going through my documents, through my files, through my cases.
Why do you think someone was here?
I have my ways of knowing.
Ways, of course. Something more specific?
The lamp was moved, if you must know.
A lamp. Moved.
Yes, a lamp. I use it as a paperweight, which means someone went through the documents under the lamp.
That's not good.
Tell me about it.
So, what can we do?
Well, Wait. You believe me? That's a new one. Huh. Thank you. I think. Right. What now? I wish I knew. More locks? I need to at least change the current ones. That's for sure.
What do you have here anyway? What's the case?
All right. It might actually be for the best if somebody else is also familiar with it. Just in case. And it's not like you can be my thief. So what's the harm?
I'm all ears.
What do you know about the camps?
Probably less than you. Remind me.
Concentration camps. Tens of thousands big. The largest, over 100. Himmler's solution for those the Nazis considered Untermensch. Subhuman. Jews, communists, the disabled, and the deviants, all who didn't fit the perfect Aryan society, sent to starve and work themselves to death, or worse. Imagine this: hundreds or even 1,000 prisoners per barrack. A block of those surrounded by electrified barbed wire, overcrowded makeshift wooden structures as the only place to sleep, cold, cramped quarters, hunger, illness, vermin, death. Children, women, old people, it made no difference. All forced to do brutally hard labor. And worse. Then there's the rest of the camp. A moat along the border, followed by 2 layers of, again, electrified fences and walls. Watchtowers along the entire length, of course, with searchlights and machine guns. And here, get to the case. Should anyone try to escape, camp guard were on strict orders to immediately shoot to kill. No warning shots, no nothing. Just kill the prisoner. Any hesitation would be punished. But the number of such incidents is... it's far too high. It just doesn't add up.
All right, so you need to prove they lied. How do you do it?
You're thinking too small. It's not just the guard, not just what they did. It's that they were allowed to do it. Do you really think their superiors didn't know what was happening? Do you think it was some kind of unauthorized behavior?
No,
Rest assured, it was very authorized. So yes, we need to prove they lied, that they murdered the prisoners. But more importantly, I, need to prove who knew about it and allowed it to happen. And let me tell you, the suspect list, it's something.
Yes, it would be. Okay. Before we do the interview, I'm just going to duck downstairs because I'm going to need a refill on my drink. Because, boy howdy, am I ever going to need a refill on my drink. Mike. Be back in 2 seconds. Alright, Herr Schickert, reveal to me your secrets. I've got to get rid of the thingy. Okay. What's your story?
Mr. Schickert, I didn't expect you yet.
Arriving on time means you're 15 minutes late.
That's aggressively German.
I'm glad you're so cooperative. Thank you for coming. My name is Esther Katz. I am the prosecutor in charge. I'll cut right to the chase. What happened on the 28th of April back in 45?
So, you're finally reopening the case, aren't you?
You seem excited about this. What is it to you?
Let me put it this way. I still have a score to settle. It is time for some gentlemen to answer for what happened back then.
Just to be clear, you are referring to?
Kibitz and local group leader Feldmann.
So, your superior and your colleague. What had happened?
On that day, Feldmann, Kibitz and I had captured an alleged insurgent. We had taken him to the district office and locked him in a cell. It was an old man.
Was his name Hans Naumann?
It's more than 10 years ago. I'm pretty certain that this was his name, yes.
Please describe the situation.
Shortly after, the two men came out. Pointing to the cells, the district leader gave the command.
Why did you relocate the office?
Because of the big air raid, we wanted to be underground. We hoped that we would be safer there.
What kind of command?
He ordered us to shoot the prisoner.
Can you tell me more about your local group?
We mainly wrote reports and helped in the district where help was needed.
Were there any other prisoners at that time?
No. The old man was the only one that day.
Okay, so that contradicts what Feldmann said.
How did the members of your group spend their free time?
They went drinking together. Not me, though. I don't drink. I prefer being home early and getting a healthy sleep.
That feels also very aggressively German.
Were your group's actions documented?
Certainly, but that wasn't my task. District leader Schwarz took care of it. But most of those files were destroyed, unfortunately.
If somebody did stay with Schwarz, it could have been documented somewhere.
Okay.
How was working under District Leader Schwarz?
He was a strict man with defined values. Easy to work under because he was so organized and knew the strengths and weaknesses of each member.
Interesting way of putting it.
How was working with Mr. Feldmann?
A power-hungry bully who kisses his boss's butts and belittled his subordinates. And that's if you were on his good side. Let's say his threats shouldn't be taken lightly.
Now that's interesting.
How did you and Mr. Kibitz get along? You both held the same title?
Mr. Kibitz. Yes, we both were local group members. We did not get along so well.
How did you fit into this local group?
I have always proudly done my duty. I oversaw security.
Just before I get ahead of myself. work together. No, wait, hold on. 877, that's... No, that's not... That's Shikard. So where's our boy? 86332, military trained. Military trained. Interesting. Driver for the district leader. There it is. Yeah, driver for the district leader. That's the connection between Shikard and Schwarz.
The district leader returned to his office together with Mr. Kibitz. Mr. Feldman asked me to follow him. Together we walked down the corridor to the cell where the old man was kept.
I can still hear the air raid siren in my head. I remember Mom waking me up. Pack your things, get into the basement. Was your local group in contact with other local groups?
We were in permanent contact with all the other Bavarian groups.
How did you make sure you had enough electricity?
We had a generator for power outages and oil lamps.
What did Mr. Feldman do?
The group leader raised his voice.
Do you remember his words?
He told me to shoot the prisoner.
Yeah. And what did you do?
And did you shoot the prisoner?
No, I did not. The man was clearly innocent.
How did you come to this conclusion?
He was accused of... what was it again? I remember someone mentioning it.
Just a second, I have that somewhere.
Can't remember what did he say? Is it this one?
Let's see.
No.
Damn it.
This had nothing to do with it.
How did your superior take your refusal?
Not well. He yelled, and I argued.
What did you say?
Do you remember your words?
I told him that it made no sense and that we should refrain from doing that. Group leader Feldman then threatened me. He said he'd report me to the Gestapo, that I would be severely punished, possibly killed.
But you still refused.
I did. I just couldn't do it. I left the room. Outside the cell, I met Kibitz, who was about to enter, a gun in his hand, cocked. The next thing I hear is the shot.
Who prepared the cells for prisoners?
A few colleagues from the local group. With a bucket and a mattress, it was done.
Did prisoners ever stay longer?
A couple.
Just a bucket and that?
They were prisoners.
Problem is that goes against the evidence we have with regards to the gun. If Kibitz had the gun, how did he get the gun? That's what I really want to know. Alright, let's confirm this. Alright. Kibitz. Alright, so who had the Browning? You had the Browning. The only person who had a Browning was Schickett. The only person that had a Browning was Schickett, which means that for that to be true, Kibitz must have taken the gun from Schickett. I want to believe that the other two are responsible, but Schickett has the gun. His story blaming Kibitz does not make sense to me. Like, I want to believe that Kibitz is responsible. I want to. But at the end of the day, the fact is that the forensic evidence of the gunshot, the ballistic evidence... Hold on, I just want to make sure that I'm reading this correctly. Case file. Old case. Fielder was killed by a 7.65mm Browning caliber gunshot. The only one who had a 7.65mm was Schickett. It doesn't make any sense.
So what you are saying is that Mr. Kibitz shot him?
He did indeed. I know it.
But how did he
Why
get
would
the
he
gun?
do that? What was his reason?
What do I care about his reason? What he did was wrong.
It was wrong.
That's why I'm glad the case has been reopened.
I think this is
You
guilt.
break the rules, you get punished.
This feels like guilt.
That's the way it should be.
We will make sure the right people face the consequences, Mr. Schickett. Thank you for coming in.
The pleasure is all mine.
It's the ballistics.
Goodbye,
the
Miss
ballistics is
Katz.
throwing me off.
That's all the witnesses. Let's see if I can make some sense of this.
Miss Katz, 1 second. If you have a moment, I have something for you.
Yeah, sure. What is
So, I know it doesn't balance out the morning, but there's at least some good news today.
What is it?
One word, Berlin.
Did the document center come through?
Here you go. Personal files for Kibitz, Schickett, and Fatman.
Finally.
Right? Just in time.
I know that you have just questioned the last witness. Have you discovered any new leads? With a few calls, I might be able to get hold of a few more urgent documents for you. But I would need to do so right now, and I can't guarantee they'll make it in time.
There's no need, Paula. Thank you. I better get back to the reconstruction board then.
Can I talk?
The door is locked.
Oh, I've got a phone call. Ring, 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 ring.
Esther Katz speaking.
Yes?
Hello? Anybody here? Hello? Great. Just what I needed now. Not disconcerting in the slightest.
District leader, district leader, district leader. Okay, yeah. Everyone agrees on it. I don't know, it just... Wait. Oh no. Oh, I have a new plan. Okay. I have a new theory. My theory is that Schickett did it, but did it because Faltman threatened him with the Gestapo. Not Schickett threatening the Gestapo on Faltman, because Faltman has form of informing. That makes sense. That explains why... Yeah, no. No, that makes everyone... Yeah, no, that falls into line. Still don't exactly know about Keebans, but we've... what's this?
Esther Katz?
Essie, it's good to hear your voice.
Oh, hey.
I hope I'm not disturbing you. I didn't like how we ended our last conversation. I know your mother's little parties are hard enough on you already. I shouldn't have brought up your work in the first place. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lose my temper like that.
Thank you, Father, but why does Bauer make you so angry in the first place?
Oh, Esther, you couldn't possibly understand all of it, and nor can he. He wasn't here when it all happened. He didn't see it for himself, live it. He says we should have done more, while he's the one who deserted. For me, it was never a choice to leave. But how should he understand it? His kind never really felt at home anywhere. And now he leads this self-righteous inquisition. It's hard to stomach. With that said, I'm calling because of a different matter. It's close, isn't it? Your first trial?
I can't wait.
I know the feeling well. The facts on your side, all the statements lined up just so, the big speech prepared. It's intoxicating. Sometimes too intoxicating. Don't let it get to your head.
Thank you, Father.
But Esther, after the trial, I'm sorry, but please, please remember what we've talked about. It's not too late to leave. Nobody would think less of you.
I would like to see this through, Dad.
I see.
Meaning what? What is...
There's something I need to tell you. I just received a threat letter.
Yes?
That's much earlier than I'd have expected. I knew Bauer wasn't a good idea.
She's a female anti-fascist. What are you going to expect?
This isn't about Bauer.
Right. It's not about his, and by extension your work, upsetting the public. None of this would have happened with Bergmann, Kranich and partners.
Can we please, for once, not talk about your friend's law firm?
You're right, you're right. But this is just exactly the thing I was afraid could happen. But so much earlier than I thought it would.
Earlier? So you expected this to happen?
At some point, yes, of course. We all, or most of us at least, do, when it comes to the really bad cases. Especially in that team of Bauers, I knew it was a bad idea.
What should I do? What can I do?
Nothing to do, I'm afraid. You can report it to the police, but they won't probably be of much help. It's just a letter, a horrible one, but still, it's just paper. And some ink, I suppose. Nobody would dare to actually act against the public prosecutor. We are civilized.
Yes, we are civilized.
Yes, just like we were civilized 20 years ago.
Bam!
That's a good point. But it's different. You are a servant of the law, of justice. And for anybody who'd call himself German, that matters. It has to. As for the letter, try not to think about it, as hard as it seems. Personally, I used mine as kindling for the fireplace. No point in holding on to trash. This way it was at least somewhat useful.
Well, I better get going now. Still lots of work to do before the big day.
I understand. I'm always here for you, and also, good luck, Prosecutor Katz.
Can I check with Peters?
Oh, fuck! Jesus, Katz. I don't have time for our little trial yet, if that's why you're here. Go, sort out your witness first.
Were you ever sent any threat letters?
What?
Threat letters. Letters with threats? Say...
No, yes. I mean, I'm not an idiot. And yes, of course I have. Why?
I just got one.
Did you now?
Yes.
Yes, I did. Seriously, Peters, why would I lie about something like that?
I can think of several reasons, but it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, Katz. And I'm afraid you'll have to get used to them, if that's even possible.
Well, at least he's not being a raging dick about it. He's only just being most of a dick about it.
How common are they?
Very. Once these bastards have your name, they start sending them en masse. Mostly anonymous, as you could expect from these damned cowards. Paula filters through those, but quite a few still get through her.
How many did you get, more or less?
37. Yes,
In a row?
I keep count.
How do you deal with them?
Poorly. I keep them. Every single one. Dated, referenced, and safe. More proof if the cretins try anything.
That's a good point.
I don't think I've ever heard you talking like this. They must really bother you.
They're death threats. People, honest to God, wanting me to die and describing the process very vividly. Very.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. That's all.
I don't hate Peters. Again, Frank on stage. Housing Association maintaining 6,500 flats is in dispute with its tenants, and the reason for it, mopeds and cellars, corridors and hallways blocking the way. No one passed through. If not moved out through the blocks, tenancy could be terminated. Now, I don't know how it is abroad, but in current Australia law, in the Euroval Law 2025 of the Common Era, that is easily solved because of a concept called common property. See, I actually know about this, so I can actually tell you about this. So, in a block under strata title, that is a title where numerous different holdings are held by independent owners and there is a common property to which they are all part of a corporation. The common property is not considered the area of quiet enjoyment of individual people. So if you have things that are being kept on the common property, they can be removed by the owner's corporation or the body corporate, depending on where it is in Australia that you do. So in that case, there would be a warning that would be sent to everybody, and then if no one responded or moved it, then they would proceed to organise to have it removed at the owner's corporation's expense. And then the owner's corporation would then direct the strata managers, or they would do it themselves, to pass on those costs to the owner as part of their strata contribution levies. Technically, a corporation. Minister Schroeder categorically rejects the request for an amnesty for imprisoned communists. Okay, cool. Still got the right wing fighting against the... It's not even the right wing versus the left wing. It's the, Wait, what am I doing? Oh, right, I gotta talk to Paula. Alright. I am Adams.
Miss Katz, are you finished with the case?
I'm pretty sure it's Schickett.
I believe I'm done, yes.
Right. I'll start writing the indictment then. I hope we can get some justice here. Shall we go to court then?
Let's go to court.
Let's go to court.
My current theory is that Schickett did it, but did it because he was threatened with disciplinary actions by Faltman. Yeah.
They are supposed to...
Yeah. They're wonderfully good for you. How do I theory craft then? found a theory draft.
It's time.
Order. Court is in session. In the case of the German people against members of NSDAP Local Group Munich, the defendants stand accused of the murder of Hans Naumann.
Judge Ernst Braun presiding, with Counsel Esther Katz speaking for the prosecution. Counsel Rudolf Scham representing the defendants Kiebitz and Faltmann. And Counsel Sigmund Hauptner representing the defendant Schickert. How do you plead?
Innocent.
It's not guilty.
Not guilty then.
Not guilty, of course. This whole investigation is a farce.
Not guilty, Mr. Chairman.
I call on the prosecution. Miss Katz. It's time to present your theory.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hans Naumann was innocent. This bears repeating. Innocent. And yet he was taken from his own home and killed. Executed for another man's crimes. That this case has remained closed for so long is a clear failure of the justice system. A failure that we must put right. Mr. Chairman, on April 28th, Hans Naumann was shot dead. Taken from his house under false pretenses, he was brought to the temporary location of the district office. He was locked in a brewery cellar, a damp storage room adapted into a makeshift cell. That's where, shortly later, he would be killed. His execution was ordered by Herbert Schwarz, the district leader for the city of Munich. As the senior member of the NSDAP involved in the crime, he bears the main responsibility for Mr. Naumann's death. Mr. Schwarz is unfortunately deceased and as such cannot be tried. This does not, however, absolve his subordinates of their culpability.
Thank you, Ms. Katz. Does the defense have anything to add?
No, Mr. Chairman. We agree with the version presented by the prosecution.
See, it was all Schwarz.
That's right, we were just following his orders.
Silence. Mr. Scham, please remind your defendants of the appropriate behavior in court. Let the record show that the prosecution and defense are in agreement. Let's proceed. Ms. Katz.
Yeah, no, I think this is true.
The defendants went to the prisoner's cell.
Objection, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Schickert has testified, under oath, that it was only himself and local group leader Faltmann who went to the cell.
It's the truth. Kiebitz was too busy kissing Schwarz.
That's enough. Mr. Schickert, do remember where you are. Ms. Katz, can you present any evidence to support your claims?
Certainly.
What? Selection from documents is not available with these difficulty settings. What? No one told me to prepare a conclusion. Alright, so. We have... Do we need 3? I don't have third piece of evidence. That one, sure. It's pretty weak.
I don't see how this serves as evidence of your claims. Objection sustained. Let the record show that the prosecution's allegations are deemed not proven. Please continue, Miss Katz.
Having seen the victim, Mr. Feldman began to question the order. As we learned from the testimonies, Mr. Norman's age and physical frailty were evident.
Oh heck, I messed this up.
How could he be guilty? The defendants had arrested him for tearing down a flag from its flagpole and beating up an officer. A tall flag.
It was Schickert who questioned
a young officer. Mr. Feldman concluded the man to be innocent. He refused to...
I messed this up. I should have saved the game. I messed this up.
Don't go.
Thank you.
Yeah, I messed up. Okay, so who ordered the execution? Schwarz I think Schickert divided the order. Who threatened with the Gestapo? Feldman threatened with the Gestapo, and Schickert shot him. So, how do I set that up? Theory crafting. Build your theory. Conclusion. Where do I get my conclusions? How do I get my conclusions? Game? Gonna help me out here? You know what? I've had some bad luck here. I'm just gonna set it to select the document because I've had bad luck selecting paragraph. And I think I'll set it to selection of 3 because I'm having a bad time with this and I want to bring the bastards to justice. I'm fairly certain with my theory as it is. Yeah. Schwarz told them to attack, to execute him. Schickert knew that he was wrong. Whatever his name is, said...
Miss Katz,
I believe I'm done, yes.
Right. I'll start writing the indictment then. I hope we can get some justice here. Shall we go to court then?
If he didn't obey orders, he would threaten him with the Gestapo.
Let's go to court.
He said that if he didn't, go with the Gestapo...
Miss Katz.
I believe I'm...
Right. I hope... Shall we...
Let's...
Yeah. I think I'm portraying my story well. I think I'm portraying my story well. I hope I'm portraying my story well. I feel like I'm not living up to my Zurich business German lawyer face.
Order. Court is in session. In the case of the German people against members of NSDAP Local Group Munich, the defendants stand accused of the murder of Hans Naumann.
Judge Ernst Braun presiding, with Counsel Esther Katz speaking for the prosecution. Counsel Rudolf Scharm representing the defendants Kiebitz and Feldman. And Counsel Sigmund Hauptner representing...
It's time.
His name was. He had a wife. Together, they had an adult son. He wanted to help them around the house. On that morning, none of them could know 2 days. That is, Mr. Chairman. On April 22nd, he was locked. That's where.
Yeah.
His execute as the Mr. Schwarz. This does not.
Thank you.
No, Mr. See.
Silent. Let's.
Okay.
The defendants went to the prisoner's cell.
Objection, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Schick.
It's the truth.
That's Miss Guts. Can you present any today?
Nothing.
Objection. Please continue.
Having seen the victim, Mr. Schickert began to question the order. As we learned from the testimonies, Mr. Norman's age and physical frailty were evident. How could this be the man? How could he be guilty? The defendants had arrested him for tearing down a flag from its flagpole and beating up an officer. A tall flagpole, a young officer. Mr. Schickert concluded the man to be innocent. He refused to shoot.
Objection, Mr. Chairman. As both Mr. Kiebitz and Mr. Faltman testified, the one to question the order was Mr. Faltman. He had doubted its validity and attempted to stop the execution. Regretfully, he was unsuccessful.
Miss Guts, if you have any proof to back your theory, now.
Gladly, Mr. Chairman.
All right, let's see what we can do. I should take a look at testing missiles for insubordination. Okay. I think it's interesting that he. Oh! He. Because he quits soon after this. I didn't even notice that. That's great. This part of the game I'm not good at. Wait. Oh no, that's the same thing I've submitted before. So what if I submit that and then I submit the background letter? No. That one. No. That one. I think that's decent. I think that's decent. I hope.
I'm not sure I follow your reasoning here. Is there anything else you can provide?
Damn it! Okay, I have. There was an official order on how to deal with insubordinations. Okay. Yeah, we've got that. We've got that's the official order. Any attempted insubordination must be met with immediate approval. And then we've got proof. It's the middle document that's wrong. Okay. So we've got the official document that proves. We've got the document that approved that. Sorry, I've had 2 glasses of wine because I needed one to deal with this topic matter. We have the official order. that shows that I'm trying to figure out the right words. Right. Any attempted insubordination must be with immediate removal. Right. And then we've got proof that we need to prove who the direct superior was, the base manager. That's what we need. We need to prove who it is that did it. So we need the position manager of the group, which is that one. Maybe?
I remain unconvinced.
Damn it! One of the suspects was removed from the party. Wait, one of the suspects was removed from the party? Yeah, it was... Hold on. Am I completely wrong on here? Have I missed something? You. Okay. How is that not the answer? How is this not the answer?
I can give you one.
The date of removal can be connected to the date of the murder. Oh, come on.
A day after Hans Norman was shot, Mr. Schickert was removed from his station and expelled from the NSDAP. A punishment that follows to the letter the consequences for insubordination, as outlined by Gauleader Solbrig's order.
Indeed, Mr. Scham, your objection is overruled. Miss Guts, if you would.
Okay. It was close, but we got there.
With the doubts voiced, threats were soon to follow. Threats by Mr. Feldman. He wasn't going to allow for this sort of insubordination. An order was an order. If his co-defendants continued to object, he would report them. And not just to Mr. Schwarz, to the Gestapo. I trust the implications of such a report are clear.
Objection.
Every time, Mr. Scham?
We cannot truly be sure any threats were actually made. I can assure you, my client never cooperated with the Gestapo.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, no.
The Gestapo were a bunch of sneaky sadists. Psychopaths. I've never had anything to do with those monsters.
Silence, Mr. Feldman. Silence. Miss Guts, can you present any proof to support your claim?
I can.
Certainly.
Okay. So, this is where we drop in the thing. Who threatened the office? Yeah, immediately after this, he was a head official. Immediately after this, he was a head official, which means that he was rewarded for reporting someone. he reported with? Because he's got form. Come on, give me this. Give me this.
I'm
give me
not
this.
sure I
Damn
follow
it!
your reasoning here. Is there anything
What have I done
else you
wrong?
can provide?
What have I done wrong? What have I done wrong? Someone was previously reported to the Gestapo by the direct superior. Yes. And it was Feldman who did it. This one. He was reported by his direct superior. I don't know what's wrong. Do I need to prove who it was? Is it the burned letter? Is it the burned letter? Is that it? I don't think it is.
I remain unconvinced.
Yeah, no, you're fair. Okay. The party hierarchy will help. The what? The party hierarchy? Party high? Do I even have that? Yeah, that's the party hierarchy. What am I missing here? I know the case. Do I need to prove that he was rewarded? Is that it?
I can give you one.
Oh my god, what do I need? What do I need? Who held the rank at the time of the report was no... Oh, okay. So I need this one, I guess? Can I... Hold on. I can't save. Okay. Local group leader. And he's the group leader. Is that not it? When it says pro, is it talking about this? I honestly don't know what it's asking for.
Ludwig Steg
Oh my
was
God.
another member of the defendant's local group.
so
Only 3
dumb.
months before the events of this case, he was arrested by the Gestapo. While the acts and fate of Mr. Steg are of themselves of no direct connection to this case, I'd like to bring your attention to the beginning of the final paragraph. Mr. Steg was denounced by his direct superior. And who would that be? His local group leader, Alfred Feldman. Mr. Feldman may claim he had nothing to do with the Gestapo, but it's a lie.
Thank you, Miss Katz. Objection overruled. Miss Katz, proceed to your next point.
We've established the course of the crime up to its final moment. Only one question remains, the most important one. Who shot? Who killed Hans Naumann?
I mean, I say it's Schickert.
Defendant Karl Schickert. He might have followed orders. He might or might not have resisted. He might have been coerced. But in the end, the truth remains the same. Karl Schickert shot and killed the victim.
I must object, Mr. Chairman.
Let's hear it.
Mr. Schickert maintains he's innocent, that Mr. Kiebitz and not him was the one to shoot the victim. 2 witnesses might agree, but that can hardly be considered enough to prove a man guilty, especially considering the seriousness of the crime.
Miss Katz, if you would,
Yep, no, I've
I
got
will
this.
require
It's
more
his
proof.
Card. Yep.
Certainly,
It's his-
Mr. Chairman.
It's his card showing his employee number, or or his member number. It's the list with ordnance, and it's the autopsy report. So first off, we need to find our suspects and our suspects. Then we need to prove that he has the gun. And then we need to prove that that gun was used in the killing. And that is something I know.
Mr. Naumann's wound was identified as resulting from a 7.65 Browning caliber. Only one of the defendants had a weapon with that caliber. An FN Browning model 1900 was given to the party member number 5186332, the defendant Karl Schickert.
Very well. I consider your claims proven. I have heard enough. Will the defendants please rise? Having considered the testimonies presented today, as well as the prosecution's evidence, this court has reached the following verdict. Defendant Karl Schickert, born January 3rd, 1912, resident of Mauergasse 4 in Munich. This court finds the defendant guilty of being accessory to the manslaughter of Hans Naumann. While we believe he did shoot Mr. Naumann, the prosecution has proven he was forced to do so.
Yes!
The prosecution proved you were acting on district leader Herbert Schwarz's official orders. The court considered these mitigating circumstances in this verdict. You are hereby sentenced to 4 years in prison. Defendant Alfred Faltmann, born June 29, 1889, resident of Löwenweg 11, Munich. This court finds the defendant guilty of being accessory to manslaughter, coercion, and perjury. We are convinced that he bears partial guilt in the shooting of the victim. Furthermore, he lied under oath. Mr. Faltmann, you are hereby sentenced to 8 years in prison. Lastly, defendant Hermann Kiebitz, born August 8, 1905, resident of Schweigerweg 12, Hagelstadt, Munich. As no proof of his involvement in the crime has been shown, this court pronounces the defendant free of all charges. Mr. Kiebitz, you are discharged. With that, the cost of this trial will be covered by the defendants. Court adjourned.
Oof. Mercy me. I wonder if you can get Kiebitz somehow. I wonder if you can get Kiebitz. Okay, the real case contains spoilers for the solution of the case in the game. If you want to play the case again to get a better rating, we do. No, you know what? Screw it. Show the real case. Okay. Local group leader Alfred Faltmann gathered a total of 6 men to arrest insurgents of the campaign to liberate Bavaria. Failing to find one of the perpetrators, they arrest Hans Naumann, father of one of the suspects, instead. Faltmann falsely reported to his superior, direct leader Herbert Schwarz, that the arrested man was in fact one of the perpetrators. Schwarz then gave the order to execute the prisoner, believing that he was the wanted insurgent. One of the group members testified in court that they all knew of the victim's innocence. He refused to take part in the execution and left the scene of the crime. Threatening his remaining subordinates, Faltmann enforced the execution order. Karl Schickert and a second group member shot the victim simultaneously. In 1948, Faltmann, Schickert, and the second shooter stood trial for murder before the Munich Higher Regional Court. Faltmann in particular denies ever having known of the victim's innocence or being present in the shooting. Alfred Faltmann was found guilty of knowingly arresting an innocent hostage, lying to his superiors to issue the execution, and being present and enforcing the shooting. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison for manslaughter. The co-defendants and actual shooters were found guilty of aiding and abetting in manslaughter. They were sentenced to 4 and 5 years in prison. So I must have been able to get Kiebitz on something. is doubtful if they have had chances at their time. In 1949, subsequently in 1954, the Federal Republic of Germany enacted wide-reaching amnesty laws, freeing many members of associates of the Wehrmacht and the NSDAP itself, along with the perpetrators of the so-called final phase crimes. All names can be changed, similarities. The story remains true. It's one of many. Interrogation skills. Yeah. Okay, so I missed a whole bunch of stuff. And I failed in the interrogations every time.
The Naumann case. It could seem so small, forgettable, one might almost say insignificant. What is another execution? What is the death of yet another old man? With all that happened, does it even truly matter? They must have thought so themselves. Kibitz, Faltmann, Schickert. If they thought of it at all. Men like Faltmann don't believe they can be punished. They don't think they should be. All were surprised at his silence when the verdict was pronounced. Him, possibly, most of all. He offered no resistance, no counter, no boisterous denial. For possibly the first time in his life, Alfred Faltmann didn't know what to say. Schickert was raving as they brought him out of the courtroom. So what if he pulled the trigger, he yelled. He followed orders. He just followed orders. Can a man like Kibitz truly be called innocent? In the eyes of the law, of course. If we consider just this specific case, then yes, Hermann Kibitz is innocent, for he did nothing. Yet sometimes doing nothing might just be enough. Had he acted, had he done something, Hans Naumann could still be alive, had any of them for that matter. Instead, they chose to follow orders. Just follow orders. Everybody just followed orders. Miss Naumann had waited 11 years for this verdict. For even this little bit of justice, closure, if something like this is even possible. I wouldn't say it ended there for her. I don't think it ever did. And as for our Miss Cutts, imperfect as it was, the case was her victory. A rare enough beast, and not one to go unnoticed. But that's a story for another day.
You know what? I'll be brutally honest with you, everybody. I can't handle any more of this. And I've been told by the developers that the looter is far more complicated and is a bigger case than the Insurgent. And the Insurgent took me 3.5 hours to play, and I feel emotionally exhausted. I do not know what, because like, that is as, by the way, when I did my beta testing, I just tested that case. So me playing around and be like, oh, I don't know what happened, and maybe it was this, maybe it was that. That was me actually just trying to figure out like other options and things. I was acting. I knew the ending of that case. I didn't know how, I don't know if you can get Schickert though, because I've never tried. I've never tried to get all three. But from here on in, I know nothing, and it is 10:48 at night.
Esther, come on!
Oh, here we go.
You are so bad at this.
I don't want to do this. All right.
You have to come loudly. I know.
Yep.
And no peeking. What
it's the girl from across the road.
2, 1, 0.
Yeah, it's the girl from across the road whose family.
Ready or not, here I come.
Why am I getting Skinamarink flashbacks to this? Big Skinamarink energy here. I think we're in hell.
How about in the wardrobe? Cold, cold. Are you behind here? Even colder.
Oh, wait, there.
No fair. Where could you be? Maybe under the table? You're so bad at this, Esther.
What?
Stop! It's so fun. Where are you? Lottie, where?
Oh, right.
Lottie's out the window. Lottie's out the window being taken away by the Nazis. Great! Joy! Fantastic! I am done. So, how we all doing out there, everybody? You all having fun? You all having a good time? Because I feel emotionally exhausted. And I'm just looking. Yeah. Of all of the people I followed, hold on. I just want to say, is anyone playing this game? Someone else is playing it, but they're playing in German. And I don't have good enough German, and I don't want to send you all to our place. So I shan't. Anyway, I will be finishing this game. I will be completing it because I think it's important. But for now, I need time for myself. I need time to just decompress everything because this game is a lot. It's important. I do recommend you all play it. Please support the developers and everything. But for now, I need to go and be by myself because woof. Meanwhile, I have a sweet new avatar, so that's cool. Good night all. Take care of yourselves.